Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 62 of the NFL edition. I am one of your hosts, Alex Loosemore. Johnny and Marty are waiting in the back. Ben is late, so we'll see when he decides to grace us with his presence, but he will show up eventually, hopefully. Just having some issues with Facebook. All right, we're good to go there. It worked on the first try for me this time, which is great. All right, so we got a pretty busy show tonight. We're bringing back the weekly news as we're starting to ramp up, and there's a lot of news. So we'll go through that. We'll have live game updates of the two games, the Giants and the Patriots. And then the other one is the Ravens and the... I forget who the other one is. All right, so, that game. So we'll discuss those, give some updates on those games. I see Johnny laughing his ass off in the background. All right, and then we're going to start our weekly picks again. If you guys remember last year, me and Johnny actually tied. We did the entire regular season playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't know. Last year we did just the regular season. This year we're doing the entire thing. Preseason is not included because it's game to game on who's going to play. Giants started most of their starters tonight. The Patriots started hardly any of theirs. So we're not counting preseason. We're just doing picks just because I guess shits and giggles kind of let you know how it goes, how we do it come season time. We're going to review Hard Knocks. Episode 1 was on Tuesday, obviously with my Detroit Lions. So we will discuss that. And then we're going to have our weekly Bucs talk. We've got 4 or 5 good topics there. I won't spoil them. We'll save them for later. And then we're going to do a potential worst to first team. So we're going to pick from the 8 teams that finished last in their division. And we're going to predict who's most likely to get first. So, I mean, obviously there's a few teams that are kind of leading the pack there. But to give you a sneak peek, we've got the Giants, Seahawks, Lions, Panthers, Jets, Broncos, Ravens, and the Jaguars. So we'll pick from one of those 8 teams. Obviously, there's 4 of us, so we might even do 2. We'll see how we're feeling after that first round. And give you our thoughts on why they're most likely to go worst to first. I will say this, though. Since I said there's 8, we're not copying each other. So if somebody picks the Ravens, Ravens are gone. Another person can't argue the Ravens. They have to pick somebody else. So it'll make things interesting when the Broncos and Ravens get picked. And then you've got the Jets, Jaguars, Panthers, Lions, Seahawks, and Giants to go off of. So, I saw Johnny screaming there. Spoiler, he's got the Ravens. So we'll go from there. Christopher Cole says, hey, what's up? I had a blast at training camp. Man, I'm so jealous. The fact that you were able to go to a training camp. That's awesome. If you want to share in the comments how it went, please, by all means, go for it. I love hearing about people's experiences at training camp, at the games, the whole 9 yards. So, that leads me into my next point. If you guys like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube page, retweet it if you're watching on Twitter. And the main thing that we do is we feed off your comments. So like Christopher here, just kind of, even if it's not something we're talking about, like this, just let us know what's going on. If there's anything football-wise you want us to talk about, let us know. We love going back and forth with you guys. We love talking about things you want us to talk about. So let us know your thoughts, opinions, topics for us to discuss, and let's get this rolling. So I'll start off with the weekly news. This season, though, I'm not doing it by myself. I'm bringing in somebody else to do it with me. So I'm going to start with Marty. How we doing, Marty?
Doing pretty good. Watching football, drinking beer.
Yeah, football is back. And
Hell yeah.
I pounded back a few too many last night. Otherwise, I might have been joining you here. Foosball Production says, what's good? Thank you for tuning in, man. Good to see you.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Just a quick update on the scores. Giants are ahead 17-14 over the Patriots, and the Ravens are ahead over the Titans 10 to
Titans, thank you.
17. Fourth quarter for the Giants. They just started fourth quarter, and midway through the third quarter for the Ravens game.
Okay.
So there's your score update, everybody.
All right, and we will update that a little bit later as well. All right, so starting with the news, I went from last Friday's news till now, so there's a lot that you've probably heard of, but we haven't had a chance to discuss, so we'll go through it. We'll start with some Ravens news. Calais Campbell was in an interview, and he said he's preparing for this season like it's his last season. Now, he did say that last year, was heavily contemplating retirement and came back, decided one more year. But to me, it's just, I don't think being that big at that physical position, I don't think he can go much longer. I think this is his last year.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, with the uncertainty of Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have a contract right now, extension at least. I mean, of his size and everything, I think I think this is last season.
Yeah. Oh, and I think the Ravens thought that too by bringing in Travis Jones and getting Ojabo and getting, building up that front seven a little bit more with some young guys, so he has that year to kind of train these guys on, hey, this is how the NFL works. This is what you do in this situation. Be that locker room leader for those guys so they're ready to take that step next year.
Yeah, and the Ravens are not kind of left holding the bag without depth behind Mr. Campbell and stuff. They're preparing for his exit. So most of the time when you see a player retire, when they actually, like the Bucs here when they drafted the quarterback a couple of years ago, most teams when they kind of let the organization know, like, hey, I'm hanging it up, they can prepare for that exit plan. And this more than likely is the exit plan for the Campbell and the Ravens.
Yeah. Now, on that Lamar Jackson front, yes, we don't have an extension yet, but there's no way he's getting to free agency next year. If
they're going to
they don't come up with an
him.
extension, they'll franchise tag him as long as they can. It'll be a Kirk Cousins Washington situation if it gets to that point.
Exactly.
I don't think it will. I think they'll get an extension done. But
I do think if they franchise tag him after this season and they do not get a deal for next season, I don't think Lamar is going to play under a second franchise tag. He's going to want to either hit free agency, get traded, or get an extension. I only see him playing under the franchise tag for one season.
Fair. The only reason I can see him playing under that second franchise tag is all that money that comes with it.
True.
It's a big boost from year one to year two.
But you look at all these new extensions for quarterbacks, they're making record NFL deals right now. I mean, what, $45, $49 million a season?
But if you're Lamar Jackson, think about this too. You ride those franchise tags. So say 2 more seasons. Joe Burrow's got to get his money. Justin Herbert's got to get his money. There's a lot of these quarterbacks that are going to reset the market again. So you let these guys jump in, and then you take your money. You know what I mean?
Unless you think maybe he signs a short-term extension, maybe 2-3 seasons, to see what the market's going to be like when Burrow and Herbert hits the market in about 3-4 seasons from now.
Not even that. It's with quarterbacks this good. You extend them year 3 normally. Year 3, year 4. At the end of year 3, start of year 4, which is next offseason.
I would say for almost a lock, in my opinion, is Joe Burrow is going to get his extension probably after this season.
Herbert will too. I'd put money on that.
I would hope so, but we all know how the Chargers can be at times.
But they've always taken care of that quarterback. They didn't do it so much with Breeze, but that's because they drafted Phillip Rivers, or traded for Phillip Rivers technically. But the entire time Rivers was there, he was taken care of. I think Herbert's going to be the exact same way. I don't think they're going to mess around. They've got their guy. You do not lose that guy. If
they want a Super Bowl title in the next 5-6 years from now, they need Herbert locked in. Even if they have to break the bank to give him honestly, I think Herbert should be the highest paid quarterback when it comes to the new wave of quarterbacks for their deals. I think he deserves a little bit more money. Yes, I'm going to say this, a little more money than Joe Burrow. I see a little more upside than Burrow at this point.
Yeah, and to me, out of the three young guys that I don't think you can really go wrong either way is Burrow, Herbert, and Josh Allen. I think with any of those three, you're rock solid. If you have those guys, you pay them whatever you need to pay them to keep them in-house.
Yeah, Josh Allen is a stud. I mean, he's going to get his money. The only thing I'm worried about Allen,
he got his money already.
Oh, he did?
He got paid, yeah.
It's the abuse. I mean, can be more of a running quarterback at times, and that's just extra abuse on your body. Over time, that can start showing.
Now, if you I was listening to a lot of stuff from their beat reporters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it sounded like the offense under Ken Dorsey is more, especially with that offensive line being built up a bit more with Roger Saffold coming in, is Allen's only really going to run when he has to. They're not going to have much in the way of design runs during the game. And it's weird because they ran that ISO with the quarterback in training camp, day one of pads.
Yeah, his first couple of seasons, though, he ran a lot. Yeah, his first couple of seasons.
Before you say anything, you're muted.
Hi, Ben.
How's it going, Ben? How's it going, Johnny?
Hey, good guys. How you doing?
Ben, you look awful fucking short tonight, man. What the hell?
Leaning back, buddy. How you doing?
How's it going?
Let's go over too.
We're talking about Lamar's contract?
Well, we were talking about that because we talked about Calais Campbell, and it just stemmed over that way.
Well, that's a good. I think Lamar's just testing the market right now. He's waiting to see that last free agent signing and shit, and then he'll probably make up his mind.
Well, and like I said, you've got Herbert still has to get his. Herbert will get his probably next offseason when he's finally eligible for it. Burrow, same thing. He'll definitely get it.
Last man gets paid the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think, and even if he goes into the next offseason, takes that franchise tag, who's saying that those guys don't get paid before and then he gets that money after, right? Who says he doesn't sign that extension before he has to take the franchise tag?
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like Lamar and stuff. I just don't see him being a franchise tag for a second straight year. I think there will be some quarterbacks that's going to get a new massive extension. And it's going to give kind of like a blueprint of what the market for quarterbacks is going to be for the next 5-6 seasons.
Well, I think I don't think Lamar's going to be afraid. I don't think Lamar's going to be afraid to sit on that second franchise tag because it's just going to keep raising up that money. And then we talked about Herbert and Burrow and those guys. Say with these rookie quarterbacks from last year, then you've got – say Lawrence, they get something out of him in Jacksonville, and Trey Lance and Mac Jones, and some of these guys are up for extensions at that point.
To be honest, I think some of these guys here are going to be very disappointed because that draft class you're talking about with Josh and all those guys, and what the hell can I think of names tonight, man? It's bad.
Yeah, you're on a roll with that. Are you talking the Burrow Herbert draft class or the Allen Mayfield Jackson draft class?
Both those two draft classes. Just combine those guys. They are exceptional play. You got exceptional players there, man. And I think they're going to be. That's going to be those two draft classes are going to be historic, really.
Yeah, it's going to be iconic.
Hey guys, I was going to say this is Lamar Jackson right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Class.
But if he waits too long, I don't think that paycheck is going to go up as high for that next draft class as it was this last season.
Oh, no.
But another thing Lamar needs to be careful on, his style of play. It's not like a Burrow and a Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. He is more of a scrambling quarterback. Way
pretty easily.
Yeah, because
he can throw the ball.
Yeah, he hits those seam routes and he hits those out routes to tight ends. He just likes the tight ends. He wants to make sure that he's throwing it right in that window for him.
Well, and Josh Allen is kind of like Lamar Jackson in a way. He just doesn't do it nearly as,
Yeah. Now Josh Allen has much better arm talent too, but
right. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I was watching Lamar throw the 60-yard bombs downfield earlier in camp this week, man. So he's got the arm now. He just has to have a OC that recognizes it.
Yeah. Before hopping to the next bit here, Corey Brown says J.C. Treader Bucs need to sign.
My opinion, not necessarily, not at this moment, unless.
No, they got to wait on the extension. To see
Okay,
what
Leverett is
Yeah.
play is behind the guard. Leverett's not behind the center. He's got you got Hainsey. I got the name right, and then you got. I can't remember the guy's name. It's some weird.
That's exactly why I think you need to get Treader.
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they will, but they just
we already had
see
the Treader scare. I mean, the Hainsey scare once this week. You know what I mean?
But I think they're because Jensen's prognosis hasn't come back yet. They're still waiting on to see that swelling go down before they do a MRI, and then they're going to see what the extent.
They've seen enough to know that it's got to have surgery.
Well, I know that, but it depends if it's a torn ACL, if it's a.
Dude, with that much swelling, it's going to be a season-ending thing. I think 100%.
Well, and here's the thing: when it comes to the offensive line, and especially an offensive line where Brady's behind it, the one position you don't want to mess around with is that center.
Exactly.
Because where does Brady feel the pressure the most is right up the middle. And with Hainsey and one of these younger centers in, defenses are going to attack you straight up the middle. So go get Treader, go get that veteran guy.
Yeah, no, I do think they should go get Treader. I'm just saying, maybe I'm just from the Bucs perspective. Maybe they're just waiting a little bit to see what's going on.
Yeah,
they better not wait too long.
There's
linemen going down all over the league right now. So they better not wait too long.
I really feel like by the end of this preseason game and by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, that's when they need to make their decision if they're going to sign Trotter or go with the guy they got now as replacement. I mean, time is ticking. You got to get them in there at least enough, get some reps behind Brady and some preseason games. But see what you got this week in training camp and then go from there.
Well, the night that it happened, that night they were supposedly already on the phone, according to Ian Rappaport, talking about Treader. So, it's a two-way street. You know, Treader has to be accommodating also. So there might be negotiations we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if they're talking to him or not right now.
Yeah, he might want more money right now. Maybe uncommitted to come in. Maybe he wants to come in later in the camp so he doesn't have to deal with the whole training camp right now.
Well, and that's just it. Treader's been in the league long enough and I don't think he really needs the training camp for training camp purposes. I think he would need to get in and learn the playbook.
Right.
But and that even for an offensive lineman is just terminology. There's only so many things you can do as an offensive lineman. It's just what I call a skip pull. Somebody might call a jump pull. Somebody like there's different terms for each individual thing. So it's just figuring out the terminology as an offensive lineman, which he could already be doing without being signed. Realistically, and to go at this, Christopher says Hainsey looks good. Yes, but he looks good in practice where the bullets aren't flying nearly as fast. And even in a preseason game, you're not going against the top tier guys.
Well, we don't know how well Hainsey's communicating with the rest of the line because the center has to call out the defenses.
Yeah.
Now that's something that Jensen is excellent about.
Yeah.
And also, Haney's snapping the ball to Gabbard and Trask. He's not going to be snapping it to Brady right now. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So you're not going to fully know how he's going to do yet until if he's getting that opportunity to snap the ball to Tom Brady.
Oh man, I wanted to say this for later. I really did.
Yeah, that was one of my last news topics. I guess we can bring it up now. Or do you want to save it for later?
I just want people to remember Tom Brady's making a movie, people. Okay? Wake up.
He's 45 years old. What does he need the preseason for?
Not a porno. He's making a regular.
He's been in this
Brady 80 or whatever it is, where those three old ladies traveled all the way to New England to meet Brady. I think it was the same game, the Super Bowl that the 28-3 thing.
Yeah, it was the 28-3.
Yeah. So just stop. We're starting to react like the rest of the media, and that's ridiculous. And you know what? The mainstream media could actually squash this because they know what's going on, but they just want to keep kicking the speculation out like they always.
It's his 22nd or 23rd preseason. What the hell does he need it for?
Exactly.
Right. Just sit there and get a
he didn't need it
suntan or something. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
obviously
he didn't need it.
They discussed that shit when he came out of retirement. That was part of the deal. I mean, Brady said, "Hey, I'm making a movie." Okay, we'll let you work around that. So that's what's going on. Quit overreacting, everybody.
Yeah,
it's not even overreaction Monday. It's Thursday. Come on, guys.
Because if I remember correctly, I hate to bring up basketball, but I'm using it as an example. When LeBron James had to take off time to film Space Jam 2. The media didn't freaking freak out, but when it comes to Tom Brady, it's like, oh my God, they're doing it because of the Dolphins.
That's why they're freaking out.
Well, LeBron owns the media too, at least ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know how the mainstream has torn Brady apart ever since he stepped into the league. Now he can't fart without them telling you what he ate the night before.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
That was my micro rant on Brady. Okay, so.
Well, speaking of Brady and 45 years old, they asked Johnny's favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, if he had any interest in playing till 45, and he just said no, that he has no interest in playing that long. I still think he's got a year or two left, and that's it.
You know what's funny? He looks older than 45.
Aaron Rodgers looks like he's like 50.
Aaron Rodgers
like Brett Favre did at the end of his career.
Aaron Rodgers looked like he's about to go in a nursing home.
Visually, he is 45 right now. It's like 47.
But that ayahuasca trip that he took.
Oh man! Oh, it feels so good. Oh, my best career stats were doing this.
All right.
2 Super Bowls between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. There's something wrong with that organization, dude.
Yeah. All right. Moving to Cleveland, and it's not Deshaun Watson based.
No.
What?
It's not?
Not Deshaun Watson? What else could it be in Cleveland? Is it the basketball team?
No,
I think wait. I think it's probably got to do with somebody in San Francisco.
Oh.
No, it doesn't.
So it's not. So it's not about 2 girls and 1 towel?
Now, if you're talking about San Francisco, that might be a little, Watson, San Francisco. You know how it is up there. Like
Kareem Hunt requested a trade. Kareem Hunt wants out of Cleveland.
Oh,
he sees the writing. He sees the writing on the wall.
And
everyone else
Cleveland
has gotten their money, and he hasn't gotten his extension yet. So he's saying, get me somewhere where they'll pay me.
That honestly lines kind of up, don't it? Watson to Hunt to Cleveland and Garoppolo to the Browns in a trade.
Hunt to the 49ers, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So the only teams so far that have called about Hunt, you're not going to like one of them.
Saints.
All right, 2 of them. The Saints have called, the Falcons have called, and the Eagles have called.
What the hell does the Eagles need with him? He's going to sit on.
Who's going to run them the ball? Friggin' Miles Sanders? He's going to get hurt week 3, and then week 6, and then week 8, and then week 10.
And how long?
And week 12.
Stay healthy, man.
No,
I thought the Browns denied his request. I thought they turned in Consuelo from.
Okay, but they denied Baker Mayfield's trade request.
Yes.
At the same
so it's not. So it wasn't a Hunt that they denied.
Well, they denied his, but they also denied Baker Mayfield's, and he's not there anymore. So
basically, the front office is just being Consuelo from Family Guy at this point. They're like, no trade for you, no.
If let's say they do trade him to the Saints, oh my God, that kind of is a game changer right there.
Yeah,
that would really help Jameis Winston out. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I don't see it happening, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if that.
Yeah,
he'd be too busy fumbling the ball before he hands it to him.
Oh God.
Well, and here's the one thing to look at with the Saints is, while everyone expects him to be suspended for a while, it sounds like Alvin Kamara is going to be there at least the first month of the season. because his court date again got pushed back. It's now the end of September.
Oh my God.
And unless a video comes out or some pictures or some sort of evidence, like we know we beat the shit out of somebody. But
didn't Roger Gazelle say there was video?
Yes, but it hasn't been released, so they're not pressured to do anything yet. Once everyone can see how bad it's gotten, then they're forced to push this along. The video has not been released.
I think Kamara should thank Deshaun Watson right now because
he's just sitting back, like, and the Dolphins
like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Push it till January.
The Dolphins are sitting back there going, "We were all right with Tua all along. Don't look at us. We were fine. We didn't want him.
We didn't want Brady. We had all of our faith in Tua
when they went in for Deshaun Watson, dude.
No.
So don't forget they were in that running for Deshaun Watson also.
Oh yeah, they were the front runner for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, back to the Ravens for a bunch of their news again. Tyler Linderbaum has a Liz Frank injury. It's not as bad as when you normally hear Liz Frank. Normally that's immediate season-ending injury.
Yep. Sounds
like it's only a sprain and not a tear, so he's only supposed to be out a couple weeks. Should be ready to go for week 1. Obviously that Justin Tucker extension, 4 years, $24 million, 17.5 guaranteed. That's $6 million a year for a kicker. He's worth it though.
He is. He's worth every penny. I can't even debate that. And I don't like kickers. A couple of years ago, you would hear me on here ranting against kickers and shit. But you can't argue. Justin Tucker's won games for them, man. Playoff games and shit.
Well, and they lost games because they didn't go to him last year. They lost 2 or 3 games because they didn't go to him.
There was a real big one last year that he won for him.
Really.
In Detroit. I think it was in Detroit, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah, that was
67 yards.
Oh,
so how's it going, Marty?
Doing great. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ben.
And then
Robbie Roy.
Oh my
Ben's
God.
frozen. Oh, there we go.
Here we go again. Oh my God. And the last piece of Ravens news on here, yes. J.K. Dobbins passed his physical, has been removed from the physically unable to perform list. So all signs are pointing to him being
breaking
ready for
news. J.K. Dobbins just got his leg broke. No, shut up,
Johnny.
Speaking of somebody breaking something in their leg,
back to Tyler Linderbaum. Damn it.
Okay, let's go back
because that goes back to the Bucs. If that injury becomes worse, guess what? Tretter's going to be sitting there in Baltimore.
Or Philly. There's another one there.
Yeah, it just waiting is not the way to do this shit, man.
Because the other center injury is Jason Kelce had that elbow issue last year.
Kelce,
underwent a procedure. Still sounds like he should be ready to go for week 1 in Detroit, but anything could happen in the next 3-4 weeks.
You can't tie your anchor to one boat, man.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how you usually do it, but whatever.
And Cam Jurgens just got famous on social media for getting blown up by Jordan Davis. So,
yeah.
No.
Great video, by the way.
No, they wouldn't trade for Michael Thomas for Kareem Hunt. No way.
No, because it's sounding a lot like Michael Thomas is fully healthy again. Like he's back to almost 2019 form where he had the almost 150 catches. So it sounds like his routes are really good. His break in and out of routes is good.
And if Olave's playing like they were, they're gonna have a good receiving core. They don't need a whole
Winston
lot.
and Olave are getting along really well. That connection sounds like it's going pretty well. Like that could be a scary offense if Winston doesn't go back to old Winston.
I think there's a boundary line there they can't cross. If they go too far with that, then they'll be asking for it. But I think they can push it a little bit. A lot more than they did last year. I mean, 150 yards a game was pretty pathetic. Even though it won games now under that system, it wins games. But
Yeah.
Yeah, turn him to a game manager, but when you turn him to a gunslinger, he's going to
no. See, that's too
games.
far too. That's what I'm saying. He can't be out there as a gunslinger.
He can't be a game manager and he can't be a gunslinger. It's got to be somewhere in the middle.
He's got to be a moderate quarterback out there thinking and playing normal football, you know?
Yeah.
He can't extend plays. That's the biggest problem. He can't extend that play.
He can't. Oh, my God. I noticed last year he didn't put that kind of pressure on his line, and that was good. That's what the biggest difference was with him.
Yeah. We'll see how long his left tackle can stay in games if he keeps up the way he's been going.
Exactly.
He's wanting to fight his own guys in practice, so there was the one week where it was like 3 days in a row and they kicked him out of practice.
He's
hopefully he can keep his head on straight.
Jameis?
Greg Williams isn't their offensive line coach now, is he?
Where is Greg Williams?
I have no friggin' clue. Is he still in New York? I thought he was in the Jets.
No, he got fired.
What the fuck?
Oh. Yeah, do you remember when the Raiders got that Hail Mary at the end of the game to Ruggs because Greg Williams called an all-out blitz?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
He got fired pretty much after that game.
I think if they turn Winston into like a Derek Carr, but not as,
Winston's not a
basically
Derek Carr. Derek Carr is actually Derek Carr can actually be a gunslinger.
So Derek Carr is a gunslinger then?
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, Winston's a better quarterback than him. You almost got to play Winston like Detroit.
Matt Ryan.
I think that Goff play style, where it's
Matt Ryan's third or fourth in the yardage rankings, man, for quarterbacks all time. You're not going to stick. Maybe
if he has 4,000, it's like 4,300 yards this year. He moves to fifth all time.
Fifth, okay. Yeah, you're not going to stick Winston in that category, man.
No.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of someone that's why I was trying to think of someone that's not a gunslinger that needs to even be more like. But there's a lot of gunslingers in the league.
No, I mean, if you can get Jameis a good running game and not have him extend plays, he's a good quarterback.
Alex Smith, man,
he's a good quarterback.
Yes,
he's a good. Yeah, that's a good example. Alex Smith. That's all you got to do with Jameis. That's all you got to do.
Well, heck, even Brady's more of a gunslinger now in the Tampa offense.
He's got more weapons, better weapons.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So moving to the Jets, Mekhi Becton again can't stay healthy. Fractured his kneecap. He's out for the season. The Jets responded today by signing Dwayne Brown to a 2-year, $22 million deal.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it's a smart move.
Yeah. I do too. Now, my question is,
also high.
Are they expecting Dwayne Brown to play right tackle? Because if they are, I wonder how he's going to transition because he's played left his entire career.
Yeah, that's not an easy.
Whether it was Houston or Seattle. And George Fant is the other guy. He's played well for the Jets as a left tackle, but he's gone back and forth during his career. So I would move him to the right.
Yeah, then that's what
and
they
put
do.
Brown as the left.
I can't say it's the Jets anymore either because I have to admit there's really a
lot of really good talent on that team.
There's a lot of talent there, man. And the only real question mark is the guy in the center.
Yeah.
Behind center.
One. Honestly, this might be an overreaction because it is preseason, but from what I've heard about the team, what I said last week about the Jets and Patriots being kind of close, I don't think is that big of a statement now. From everything we've heard in training camp about the Patriots,
20 now.
Yeah, well,
in that division, I mean, besides Buffalo, I mean, obviously they're going to win the division, but it's a toss-up for second place.
I think the Dolphins are clearly second place in that. They're
they
leagues
seem
ahead
like
of
it.
either
They
other
seem
team.
like it, but we'll see. I mean, we got to see how Tua does with this new offense.
They have the best quarterback of the three. It's true. He's better than Mac Jones. They've got the best receiving core of the three, the best defense of the three, the best, the only one that they probably don't have, honestly, better than the other two is the offensive line.
Let's back up. Mac Jones, okay? They didn't have a good receiving core at all last year. Mac Jones put up some good numbers, man. I know. For a rookie to go in there and put up them kind of numbers, I was impressed. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do this year. They don't have much of, but they never have much of anything. You know what I mean?
Me saying Tua is better than Mac Jones isn't discounting Mac Jones.
I
like Mac Jones.
I'm a Tua fan. I really am, especially after last season. You know.
Yeah.
But I think
he's
Mac
now
Jones
got an offensive line, and he's now got weapons.
I think they.
And I do think it's like Tua, Mac, and then Zach is
right. Okay.
Probably like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mac is right behind Tua.
Yeah. And all I'm saying is with the Jets, I'm not saying they'll do better just because of Zach Wilson. That'll help. But I'm just saying, like, everything else looks good as well. Their defense is pretty solid.
On the Jets or
the Jets. I mean, it's not great, but it's pretty good. So, they can't compete.
To me, I've got the Dolphins at like 9 wins-ish. And then I've got the Patriots at like 7 and the Jets at 5 or 6. Like, it's going to be 2 good teams and 2 average teams is what it's going to be, in my opinion. I don't like what the Patriots did this offseason. They lost way too much and didn't replace hardly any of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree 100%.
All right.
No doubt about it.
The NFL owners approved the Walton Penner purchase of the Denver Broncos, so it is official. Walmart owns the Broncos.
Russell Walmart. That's his name.
Russell Walmart.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the biggest news of this past week, Roquan Smith requested a trade from Chicago. And in his post, he put everything very well. It was very well written. But he put the Bears on blast. Started it off with, this new regime doesn't value me, and said that the offer isn't going to be good for him or the linebacker market in general. So he's not being selfish with it, or not playing it off as selfish. And even throws the ball back in Chicago's court and says, hey, McCaskey family, let's talk. This could probably still be resolved. But says unless the owners get involved and force the front office to give a little more, that these take it or leave it offers he's been getting aren't enough, and he wants out.
He's going to get out. I could see it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, where do you guys think he's going? I thought of 3 really good spots for him, and I think they could all offer enough to get him.
Who are you talking about?
Steelers?
Roquan.
Steelers, one of those teams?
Steelers or Ravens?
Steelers are definitely one of those teams. To me, the Steelers, if I'm the Steelers and somebody like Roquan Smith is available, you can have Devin Bush, so there's your new inside linebacker. You can have Chase Claypool, because I think he's the odd man out at receiver in Pittsburgh, and Chicago desperately needs a receiver, and take a draft pick, a first or second round pick.
Claypool's not doing well in Steelers training camp?
Well, he's doing okay. It's just he's kind of getting pushed aside, because you've got Deontay Johnson's clearly the number 1 there. And then George Pickens is pushed into that number 2 role, and it's pretty clear that he's that number
Pickens
2 guy.
Is good, yeah.
And then, from what I've heard, Freiermuth's their number 4 option behind Najee Harris. And then I think the next receiver, it might be Calvin Austin, just because of that speed and that versatility.
All right.
So, I think at that point, it's going to be kind of hard for Pittsburgh to keep all these receivers, and if you can ship one off and get something back, it helps. And Claypool has that name value. So you send Bush, Claypool, and a higher draft pick, and you get Roquan Smith in that defense. Oh my God!
They could compete with the Ravens. And
I was going to bring up what.
Speaking of the Ravens, are another team I had.
I was going to bring up what Anthony's talking about here, but I think since Sean's going to jump in, I'm going to wait until Sean jumps in for that.
All right, sounds good to me. The Ravens were my second team. I didn't really come up with a trade package for them, honestly. And my third team, because I was looking at teams with 3-4 defenses, because Roquan needs to go to a 3-4. I don't know that I like the fit of him in a 4-3. The third team I came up with is the Los Angeles Chargers. All three are teams that need an upgraded inside linebacker, and then their defense is set.
Got to give Marty credit for the Chargers. That's the first team he said, too, when we were discussing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bush is better than Queen. That's why I think the Ravens are really would be in for it. But you're right. I don't see a trade unless they just trade Queen over there. And I don't know why anybody would want to take him. He's serviceable and they could put him outside, but he's not. He wouldn't replace what they're losing unless they don't give a shit. And it don't really look like
they don't seem to give a shit about Smith. So now Queen would give you, with Eberflus being there, if he can figure out Queen, then that's a good young building block to have, right? And they're gonna have like $150 million in cap space next year, something like that, and a couple draft picks. So I think Queen could entice them as well.
I'm sure they have, David. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I could see that.
And match it. That would solidify the Ravens defense as a top defense for the next 10 years, man.
I would say, honestly, if any of those three get him, they might be the number one defense.
Yeah.
Like, Roquan Smith can ball. That guy's been so hidden in Chicago. I hate watching him in Chicago because he's so damn good. I want to go somewhere he can get appreciated. Like, when he says he's been undervalued, I felt that because he's so damn good.
He is, man. Oh my God. I'd love to see
you're gonna
Bucs,
do
man.
what
That linebacker core would be. Oh my God. I know it's fantasy, okay? I get
whatever
that.
Bucs fan was this offseason with everybody. Yeah, if we get this guy, we get this guy. We can get this guy.
Yeah, exactly. See what Brady did to us?
Oh my God.
I used to laugh at people who do that, but now it's like there's always a possibility. They never can say no.
Yeah.
Match. Oh my God. We'd have to have that though. If we'd have to have something to counter the Ravens, man. Who would counter the Ravens if he went to Baltimore, dude? Who would? They got that front line, and they got the secondary. I
think.
What's his name?
I think once that edge rush gets healthy, then I think look out.
Yeah. I think the draft just blew him up, man.
Well, and like we were talking with Calais Campbell there, when he goes, you've got Travis Jones to replace him, and then you've got Ojabo and Owe on the outside. Like and Hamilton in the back, and you've started building this defense up again with young guys like Jalen Armour-Davis, and like it's insane the amount of young guys that were supposed to be first, second.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They got in the 4th and 5th round. Like,
that's what I'm afraid of with the Ravens, man. I could see them really going for. We just haven't said his damn name. Roquan, thank you, man. I'm name dyslexic tonight. Yeah,
before
and
the
that
show,
would be a
Eric
scary
Dickerson.
team.
So,
Well, and another thing, with Lamar Jackson, get his money out of the way now because you got rookie contracts, so you can afford to pay him now, and then later on when other contracts like a Hamilton or a Travis, come calling in a few years, you can afford to sign Ojabo. You can afford to sign those guys. So the Ravens are in a very, very good spot right now.
What? I don't remember how long Owe's got.
This is his second season. He was a rookie last year.
So what round was he drafted into? I'm trying to figure out how many.
Second? No, late first.
Was it late first? So he's got that 5th-year option on there?
Yeah. It was the pick they traded Orlando Brown for.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got Bateman earlier in the first round, like 25 or whatever, and then 29, 30, whatever they came back with.
I'm still expecting a lot from Bateman this year. I mean,
I do too. I think he's going to be that number one. He's looked good so far.
He's a lot more dynamic than Hollywood. Hollywood was never a number. He barely was a number 2.
He was a number 2 if you expected your number 2 to just be that deep threat.
Yeah.
If your number 2 is your burner, he's your number 2.
Yeah, his routes suck.
Oh, Hollywood Brown's a burner, all right.
That's for another.
I will
show.
say with
Yeah.
I will say with him, I'm kind of excited to see him and Rondale together with Kyler Murray being able to throw it all over the field if he can see enough to throw it far enough down the field. But those two being able, Rondale can run the whole route tree, and then you just send Hollywood deep and just chuck it to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think
once Hopkins get back, that could be interesting.
I think it was a hammy, David. And that's something you're going to deal with in Florida, which is one of the topics I had tonight, too. I'd like to just do away with the Florida training practices, the practices in Florida, because it takes a toll on our receivers' legs. It takes a toll on all their legs, the cramps and because you can't hydrate properly in Florida. You can overhydrate, which is just as bad as underhydrating. So it's a real thin line in Florida how you hydrate to keep the cramps down.
I have a question on that. With their new indoor facility, why are they not using that more often then?
Because they have to get used to the heat.
Yeah, because you're playing outside, you have to get used to being outside.
Okay, makes sense.
That's
especially for early in the year, because you're only a month away. It's not going to get that much colder in the next month.
The Jaguars deal with it too, but not to the same extreme as in Tampa. The difference in temperature between Tampa and Orlando, Tampa and Jacksonville is at least 10 degrees.
That's a big difference.
It is.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. The Giants just hit a last-second field goal to win. The final score was 23-21.
Marty.
I wanted them to lose.
Why?
You'll see later.
Yeah, you'll understand later. And then Christopher says Hainsey was out there today, David. Yeah, it was just cramps for him.
Yeah.
It's receivers and big guys. The big guys cramp up a lot too.
And you can't put them back on their feet after they go down because it's you don't know what you're tearing.
Yeah. And then the humidity is a lot different between Tampa and Jacksonville as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was like, I'll leave that to the people that have been down there enough to experience it.
I played football down there. I know that it's brutal. Because it's the humidity factor is not unlike anywhere else because you're getting that humidity where you can oversaturate your body from the outside, but your interior is still dehydrating. So they got a real thin line to balance there.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, Sean. Quit rubbing it in. My wife with the bed.
He said preseason good. I always forget that Tyrod started his career in Baltimore. I always forget that. Yeah. Because he was
favorite in Baltimore too.
Yeah, but from the outside, he was Flacco's backup. And back then, you didn't really know about backups that much.
And he left. Well, locals always know the backups because they're always known for the backups to come in unless you got Brady as a starter.
Yeah, that's what I said on the outside.
Corey Brown talking about Tom Brady in a Marvel movie. Dr. Strange.
Thanos, maybe the new Thanos, maybe use all his rings to snap.
Oh,
yeah.
He's got the Infinity Gauntlet right there.
Yeah. Right. Infinity rings.
Infinity plus 3.
Yes.
Jesus. All right. Moving through the rest of the news here. Jakeem Grant tore his Achilles. He's out for the season.
I still don't know who he is.
He's one of the fastest guys in the league.
Yeah. He was in Miami. Ran the 4.2 or whatever it was.
No, that was John Ross.
What, John Ross? Okay.
Jakeem Grant is one of the fastest game speed guys.
Right.
He was in Miami for a few years there. Went to Chicago last year, and was supposed to be Cleveland's deep threat this year. And he's been mainly a kick returner the entire time. Daniel Jones played like dog shit. 6 of 10 for 69 yards and 2 drives. That's all it shows me here. I did not watch.
Sean, where you at, man?
Speaking of Sean McVay signed an extension.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't surprise me.
I was literally just about, I was just about to say it, and then you brought that up, and I was like, well, fuck it, let's go. Yeah, I didn't get how long the extension was, but I heard it's somewhere between $15 and $18 million annually. To put that into perspective, I believe Belichick's second highest at 12.5 annually, and he's a coach and GM.
Yeah.
So
McVay's little Gruden. That's how.
Yeah.
But better. Yeah.
Did you guys see that quote that's going around about what he said for them getting Stafford?
No. What was it?
We're late enough in the show we can say it now. Was talking about how they can sit there, and didn't say with Goff, but it was implied that sit there with Goff and be good, or we can go let our fucking nuts swing, go get this fucking quarterback and go have a chance at a fucking Super Bowl. Are we gonna fucking do this or not?
God.
That's awesome.
It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man. Like McVay, say what you want. The guy can coach. He's probably one of the best motivators I've ever seen, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and to be younger than some of the players on your team and still be able to motivate them to go. Like he's basically the same age as Stafford.
I just wish he'd be more inventive instead of stealing everybody else's shit. But he puts it together right.
Worked.
Man.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
no argument.
He just put his own spin on it too. So
yeah.
I
can't look at McVay. Every time I see McVay, I see Chucky, and
that's why I said he's little Chucky. That's with the better
little
haircut.
crude and
Jesus Christ!
I guess I'll transition again. Speaking of Stafford, there's a new number 9 in Detroit. Jameson Williams is now going to be number 9. He did, out of respect for what Stafford did in Detroit, he texted him and kind of got his blessing, which to me, it is what it is. I like that he did that out of courtesy to Stafford and what he did for us. But to me, a number is a number. It wasn't retired, so go use it.
I'm not even going to wait. Let's just bring him in.
Yeah, works for me. How's it going, Sean?
What up, people?
What's up?
How we doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Doing good.
Pretty good.
Glad that football's back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, question, Sean. Did you watch Hard Knocks?
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
Huh?
Did you watch Hard Knocks this week?
Did you eat?
No, I did not. I'm behind on that. I need to check it out. Oh, did I miss something? I'm assuming I missed something.
Dude. It was great.
Oh, it was phenomenal. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And not even just as a Lions fan, just as a football guy. That was
the best Hard Knocks I've seen. The first episode was the best first episode I've seen on Hard Knocks. Even better than the Ryan shit. Rex Ryan.
The Rex Ryan, let's go get a fucking snack.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love it. I can dig it. I'm gonna hop back on. I can't hear y'all that well. I'm gonna hop back on.
Okay.
Yeah, check Aiden Hutchinson out. Or okay, well, tell him to check the Aiden Hutchinson thing out.
That rookie performance, like performance-wise, it wasn't great, but like just how into it he was and how the team got into it with them, and just
and then the Jamal Williams speech in the huddle after practice was over. Dude, I'm like,
I was ready to run through a brick wall.
Yeah. I mean, that was awesome, man. Awesome.
Ben, what channel were we watching? I mean, what chat were
it's on
we
HBO,
in?
Johnny.
What chat were we in when we were discussing the show when it was on?
Probably the NFL. Oh, was it? Oh, I don't know.
I think so.
One of them.
Well, I was kind of pissed because at first, so DAZN, what we would watch it on in Canada, doesn't show it until Thursdays. So it would have hopped on like right now.
Oh, so we were screwing with you?
Well, it was all the stuff they did at the beginning was stuff that they had already promoted. Like you already knew it was coming.
Well, not all of it.
Well, yeah, but I was just like scrambling on YouTube trying to find a stream for it, just trying to go, and I found one finally.
You did? Good.
Yeah, I found. Oh, yeah, it was so good. I loved it, every second of it.
Yeah,
Dan Campbell dropping a D's nuts joke.
He's nuts.
That was so good. The up downs with his broken wrist.
Oh, that was awesome, man.
Oh yeah, can you imagine Bruce Arians doing an up down?
I wrote.
He might do half of one, just half.
No, this would be an up down for Bruce. Up,
Right?
down.
I'm out. Can I have some more up and down?
Oh, give me another Bud Light, Jason. Give me another Bud Light. Yes, sir.
And then I think personally, my favorite thing was watching Deuce and AG go at it. I loved that shit.
Oh, Aaron Glenn and Deuce Staley.
And Deuce Staley, yeah. Oh my,
Defense
I
versus
love
offense.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, for me, watching that and where the defense was kind of starting to own the offense for a little bit, and then Swift broke off that one run, and Staley comes running back over I forgot?
You forgot? Aaron Glenn, whatever, man. They know.
Well, I'm I love that man. I want to fuck him up between the lines, but I love that man.
Wait, what?
Oh, it was so.
I
laughed so hard the entire time.
Am I missing something?
Did you not watch?
No, I missed Hard Knocks, and when you just said that reference, what did I miss?
Oh, I wish I would have known that you hadn't seen it.
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Andrew Aiden looks small, just saying. Yeah, but he held his own. I mean, he got his ass beat by Hawkinson on that one play. But to be fair, when you're not expecting the chip and you get chipped, it's easy to get knocked over.
Yeah, that little spin move. Even Hutchinson was saying something about the spin move. That little move he made. Yeah.
Well, I can't.
But even against Panay, he looked fine. Panay should win that.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's gonna. No worries. He's gonna be fine.
Well, and you could even see at the end of the episode there was a couple moves where Panay was like, "Oh damn!" Where he fakes that bull rush and then does the rip under and
right.
That's the one thing with Hutchinson is the moves and the motor. He's not bigger than most guys.
Speaking of the moves and motor, the Hutchinson sisters now, ooh, man, they are looking good. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I think his sister had just won Miss Michigan before,
right
after he got drafted. So, and it makes sense. And they should retire number 9 to the rafters. I think it's a little early to do it while he's still playing.
Yeah,
I think the season after he retires, I think that's gone to the rafters. I think
maybe 5 or 6 years after he retired.
Now, for what he did for them, a year or two.
Think so?
Honestly, he's by far the best quarterback the Lions ever had.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Probably the best player they've ever had.
Not best player. I'd put him he's top 5.
Barry Sanders is the best player in Lions.
And Calvin Johnson's number 2.
Calvin Johnson, too, yeah.
But then you
Calvin Johnson, I mean, he played with
Calvin
Stafford,
Johnson
right?
Calvin Johnson looked elite with Dan Orlovsky and John Kitna throwing him the ball. So, Calvin Johnson was just different.
Yeah.
Now, Johnson only had 2 years without Stafford, but those 2 years he still was a top tier receiver, talent wise at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, just with what Stafford meant for them, he's one of those guys that almost right away.
I mean, in my mind, it probably in my top 3 would have been Stafford, Sanders, and Calvin Johnson.
See, that number 3 you can debate because there's still Herman Moore at receiver. You've got Chris Spielman. Night Train Lane played for them for a while. Chris Spielman. There was a lot of really good defenders, too, in the earlier years. And then, I mean, had he stayed longer, Ndamukong Suh would have been in that running. That 5-year stretch he had here puts him way up there. Honestly.
Okay, so, and he only had 5 years. I could see why you're saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He only played out that rookie contract and he was gone. So, and I don't blame him with how it was looking there and the money he got from Miami. You absolutely take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no problem with him going. I just sucked to see him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Hard Knocks, I cannot wait for Tuesday already.
Or Thursday.
No, I'm watching it on Tuesday. I will find a way to watch it on Tuesday.
Good.
That is happening.
I mean, Dan Campbell motivated you, didn't he? Him and damn it, watch.
Dude, I ain't missing Hard
Tuesday.
Knocks.
Find a stream.
Oh yeah,
even if it's illegal, find a stream.
Yeah, with how entertaining it was from start to finish. Yeah.
Hey, the Lions play early tomorrow, don't they? They play at 6 p.m. Eastern, right?
They're the
Are
first
they
game.
that early? I'd like to be able to watch the entire game.
They're the first game tomorrow.
Yeah, against the Falcons.
Yeah, I know it's against the Falcons. I want to watch the entire. God damn it! I got to PVR that because the starters are playing tomorrow for at least the first quarter.
You're welcome, Ben. Thank you for reminding me, Ben. Yeah, that's I know, man. I was like,
decisions.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to PVR that.
Just skip work. Take a few hours. I'll call your boss. Tell him you came down with something and
Corona something.
Damn COVID.
I got that damn old Rona.
I got that monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
Man, the fact that he was able to bring up Reggie Bush, and the fact that Reggie Bush played for the Lions, there's a lot of people that forget that.
Yeah. No.
And
he was there for 2 seasons, right?
2 or 3, yeah. And for a while there, he was their last guy to go for 100 yards rushing in a game for 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we went 6 years without a 100-yard rusher in a game.
I don't want to sound mean, but I'm not surprised.
Patriots. Well, yeah, we were so pass-heavy for so long, and every good running back we drafted got injured so quick, like Javid Best in them. So it was just, we had no luck. Christopher, to be honest, I'm not sure, so I'm not going to test this tomorrow.
That's why I'll call him. Jeez.
Alex said, by the way, guys, I'm going to bed. Good show, guys, and be safe out there. # football's back. Thanks for tuning in, bud.
Yep.
Corey said, Hard Knocks 2023, Bucs, Dolphins, Jaguars, all Florida, 3 teams. Here's the thing. There's a certain set of criteria you have to meet, and the only team that would be anywhere close to meeting that is the Jaguars.
Yeah, because Doug Peterson will be in year 2. They can't have rookie coaches do the show.
No rookie coaches.
No playoff appearances.
No playoff appearances in the last 3 to 5 years, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
There's certain sets of criteria, and I mean, you can get it if you volunteer for it. The Lions did. But
I just got to the quotes. Jesus Christ, we talk a shitload on these chats, man.
Yeah, we do.
Fucking hell. That was buried a mile up there. And
that's why I was just trying to kill time.
The quote I was thinking about from from Gamble was 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. First Danism of the show.
When he's saying it doesn't matter who you are or where we're at, we'll beat your ass and shit like that. My favorite thing was we'll tread water long enough to fucking bury you.
I like 2 things.
I love that shit.
I like grit. Yeah. I like grit, the grit hat and the shirt.
I like those hats. I do.
Yeah, that's badass. Yeah. And I like the Metallica. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. And then the way they brought it back at the end of the show.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'll say too is even if it's not as entertaining a team as what Detroit was, the production team does such a good job with that show.
They do.
Oh,
it's always phenomenal.
I got Grand Red Beverage. I'll be right back.
All right.
And come on, Hutchinson. Get the song right before you go up there.
Oh my god. That was so fun. And just everyone dogging on him after he messed it up.
It would have been great if he moonwalked.
Oh, we can't take the chair off the chair part of the show, man.
My favorite thing, a lot of people didn't notice this, was when he was doing that performance, The one guy, it was like row 2 or row 3, ripped his shirt off and like tossed it up. And it kind of flew across the room. And the one guy up at the front was paying attention to Hutchinson. It flew across his face. He caught it and just started like waving it. Like, didn't even like just was just like celebrating, caught it and just kept going. Like,
and now Alex.
By the way, we're supposed to put up our spoilers thing. Everybody,
be honest,
there
Alex,
might be spoilers.
Did you do that last night?
I did not, but
you didn't and just like, hey.
No, I did not. I did not do that.
Oh, you didn't?
Ben, I'm starting to worry about you, man. In the chat, you're asking him about his holes.
I said
now you're swinging. Hey,
no. Did you read it? It said WHOLE. I didn't say HO.
That's what worried me the most.
Yeah, but you said which. You said which though. There's no
which hole.
Which of those holes?
Not holes, as in stick something in. I said holes.
That'd be like saying which entirety. There's only one entirety.
WHOLE. Like, what are you talking about, Alex? Ooh, is that your berry cracking open?
The chair found a. Hey, wait a minute! Look, the chair found a person.
A human to sit in it. Yeah.
I like this Game of Thrones.
Not yet. Not yet. Hold on there. Bump your brakes on that one.
You know what I just realized? We skipped our picks.
Well, I had the Giants and Titans.
All right, let's do this. Let's get the picks down.
Did you say you had the two teams that won?
No, I just said I had the Giants and Titans. I didn't. Oh, this is a good topic. I'm going to go Baltimore. That's easy.
No, you can't. See, if you ever paid attention to a pre-show, you understand it.
Yeah, we said only one person can pick a team, and Johnny already dibs Baltimore.
You get the bottom feeders now, bud.
Well, I'm picking Baltimore too. So, since I wasn't told in this chat. You could have put that in the chat. Said Johnny picks Baltimore. And then I wouldn't have picked Baltimore. I would have picked somebody else.
Well, to be fair, we had decided on teams in the chat. You were Seattle. Marty was the Giants. Johnny essentially would have been the Panthers because he had chose the Falcons. But
I don't take no stupid stinking NFC South teams but the Bucs. And I've taken that loser team for a long time. Let me enjoy the wins.
You're one to talk about cheering for a loser team for a while.
That's what I just said.
No.
Yeah, but I said I've had to deal with that loser team for a while. Let me enjoy the wins. Some of our best wins when we were losing was against the Lions.
Oh, yeah. All right, who's starting?
I'll take it. Shit. We just basically covered all the reasons I think the Ravens go from worst to first.
All right.
So, rewind.
No, it's not that easy. Spit them back out.
I'll go next. What I got? Seattle?
Well, just pick a team.
Okay, well, I'll pick Seattle. Worst to first, what does that mean?
Like
in the
from
division.
last place last year to win the division. That's why I was like, you really want to pick Seattle there?
Make a good argument here, Ben.
As far as Seattle goes, yeah, exactly. Next.
Okay, Ben, how about you pick the AFC West and take the Broncos?
Okay, well.
Wait.
Because the Seahawks was too damn easy.
Wait a minute. I'll give you the Ravens, and I'll
No, it's cool. Okay, cool. I get it. I'm not. This is.
I actually have an argument for Seattle.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
Yeah.
All right. It's a stretch. I mean, I hope you got a big rubber band because it's a long stretch. Okay, but the team he's got now, he's building just like he did with Russell Wilson in the first team. All right. He likes his rookies. He likes his players to be young, so they absorb what he. Now he just came out. Did you watch his press conference?
23-year-olds.
Did you watch his press conference? He likes them young. Okay.
No, that's
Pete Carroll loves them young, so that he can develop those players the way he did in college. All right. So he did the same thing with the Russell Wilson thing, but he got Russell Wilson, of course. And right, that's all I got.
Okay, so in other words, Johnny, you made him look like a pedophile. Is that what?
No,
you
he made
said?
him look like a pedophile. I'm relaying.
So Seattle can win the division because
Johnny
Pete
made him
Carroll
look like
wants to be a
Herbert the
pedophile.
pervert from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Now, why does it have to be Johnny? I just relayed his message from his press conference.
No.
I
But
know,
your
but you're giving
argument
the
was
reason.
Seattle can win the division because Pete
Because
Carroll
that's
comes
the
off as a
only
pedophile?
argument I got. That's why. Because he likes them young.
Oh my God! That's
Maybe
the only reason Seattle's going to lie is going to win.
Jesus.
He likes them young. Okay,
So
And that's why the Seattle Seahawks going to win the ball game.
okay,
that they
So I
will win
guess,
the division because Pete Carroll likes them young.
Is a predator. No.
so Donald Trump's going to be very happy when the FBI doesn't come to his place tomorrow and they go to his house tomorrow the next day.
Oh, nice. The FBI watches our show?
Yeah.
We're going to see FBI people just crash through his roof any second like a SWAT
At the
team.
Seahawks practice facility.
All because of this Johnny guy in Pennsylvania.
Who's next?
Ben, do you want to take the Ravens?
I'm going to take a harder one. I'm going to try to be a little more convincing here.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going
going
to
to
go
take
with
the Jets.
the Broncos.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'll go with Broncos. So
That's so hard.
It is, though.
well, it is. Look at the division
Russell
they're in.
Wilson with a stacked team. That's the hard
Against three other stacked teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, anybody can win that division.
I'll go with the. Oh no, I can't. Alex is going to take the one.
Yeah, I was like, don't you fucking dare.
Oh, I'm about to get the Lions.
Take the Lions.
If somebody's taking the Lions, I'm going next so I can take them.
I'll go with. You know what? I'll go with the Jets. I'll go with the Jets.
Oh, okay.
No,
Nobody's got balls enough to take the Jaguars.
Honestly, I think those four AFC teams are more realistic than any of the NFC teams. So
yeah, the Jets. I'm looking at a team now. Defensively, they're pretty good. Not great, but they're pretty good. They can compete. Robert Saleh is a very good defensive mind. He's got an offensive line. Well, Beckton's out now. They got Dwayne Brown. They signed him. So
that's an upgrade.
group of receivers. Sauce Gardner, or Johnny likes to say Ahmad Gardner. He hasn't earned Sauce yet. That's fair. He's a rookie. But my biggest wild card, obviously, is going to be Mr. MILF, Zach Wilson.
The MILF Hunter.
The MILF Hunter, yeah. If he can improve, not turn the ball over so much, he might have he might help this team have a chance. They're not. Might have a chance. Okay, that's the best argument I got at this point. It's up to Zach Wilson if he can make that huge stride, which I doubt. But
yeah, you just said the coach was a predator. Like
I did not. All I did was
you heavily implied it.
I relayed. All right, if I would put it on here for you, if I didn't get copyright material against it, but that's exactly what he said. That's why it stuck in my head because it was fucking hilarious.
He's
so
Herbert
Pete
pervert
likes him,
as a head
Zach
coach.
likes mold.
Wait a minute. What'd the monkey section say? Where are you going with this now? Oh, you're going next, aren't you, Detroit?
Yeah, he's going.
No, I'll let Marty.
Honestly, I think the Lions is the easiest one to pick out of these bunch.
No. In the NFC, yes.
Yeah.
But I think the Jaguars is still an easier argument than Detroit is, honestly.
I don't.
Mm.
I don't.
Nope.
I think the
Bunch of
Packers
mediocre-
are still...
Okay.
Packers with that defense are still going to be better than the Colts.
The defense that we burnt a couple years
And the
ago.
Colts, and
it's gotten much better, Marty. I will say that. Since you guys torched them, that defense has gotten much, much better. The Packers are probably going to have a top 5 defense in the NFL.
But yeah, they've actually been trying to say that last handful of years when they're spending first, second, and third round draft picks on defense. Like basically not getting
Yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers
now
any
those
help.
draft picks are ready to go. That's the problem for the rest of the league.
I see the Packers defense playing well.
Like the Packers defense, honestly, has a chance to be number one. It does.
Chargers. Chargers going to have something to say about that.
I'd say there's about 5 teams that have.
You're gonna make
number one defense.
Chargers, Ravens, Bucs, Steelers,
and Packers.
Saints.
Saints not for me.
Yeah,
really.
They were top 3 fucking defense last year.
Elaborate on that, Alex.
They didn't lose that much.
To me, it's more on what I feel like their offense is going to be, because I still don't trust Winston to not be Winston. The same reason the Bucs had those very talented defenses and they would rank near the bottom, because I feel like they're going to be put in spots where it's not like I'm saying in the statistical areas, they're not going to be top 5 talent wise. It is a top 5 defense.
Honestly, I don't know what they're going to do without Kamara if he misses so many games.
That's the issue for me.
But I haven't seen their depth at running back either, and I know they got a good O-line.
Like 35-year-old Mark Ingram is next in line.
Oh, God.
And then Tony Jones and a couple other guys. Mark Ingram isn't 35. That was an exaggeration. He's like 32.
Pretty much the same thing at running back age, though.
Yeah. But
once you pass 30, you're
without Kamara, that offense or that running offense is pretty weak. So to me, then it's going to be reliant on Winston again, and I don't think you can rely on Winston to not turn the ball over. That to me is why I think the Saints defense won't be top 5. It's still probably top 10. Like when I say they're
NFL
not
or in the NFC.
NFL. Like it's still a very good defense.
Okay.
I'm just in the 6 to 10 range for them. I'm pushing.
I just don't see.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I just don't see the Packers being a top 5 NFL defense. I just don't see
They've got Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith as your edge rushers. You got Kenny Clark on the inside. Devondre Campbell balled out last year. He was one of the best inside linebackers in football. They were a top 10 defense last year with Jair Alexander playing 4 games. Eric Stokes is a almost number 1 corner based on starting corners in the NFL. And I mean a number 1 corner as in a top 32 corner. So you've got Alexander, who's a top 5 corner, another starting caliber corner. You got Darnell Savage, who's very good on that back end with Adrian Amos.
Oh, yeah.
And there's depth behind it. I didn't even mention their draft picks from this year, Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt. Like you've got depth and you've got tons of talent on that defense. You're going to be able to
Devontae Wyatt pick is pretty good.
The running back room isn't that. Their running back room isn't that bad. They got Ty Montgomery. They got Latavius Murray.
Montgomery's in New England. They need to update that depth chart. Montgomery's in New England.
When did he move?
This offseason? Where are you looking at?
On the Saints. Oh, son of a bitch. Pay attention to you.
Yeah, because they're not going to update that yet. Yeah, it's Mark Ingram, Tony Jones, like Kelvin Abram or something like that. Like it's not very good behind Kamara.
Yeah, it needs to prove itself. You're right.
Yeah, it's it's very unproven.
And don't get me wrong, I think Green Bay's going to have a good defense. I just don't know if they're going to be top 5. They may be top 7. Top 5, though, I just don't see it at this moment.
To me,
now, Tony Jones Jr. was a standout last year as
in spot duty.
Preseason standout, excuse me.
And then he disappeared come regular season.
I can see the Broncos being slightly above the Packers defense.
I think it's going to be, and we're talking about numbers here. Statistically, we're saying top 5. 6 of the games for the Broncos are the Chargers twice, the Chiefs twice, and the Raiders twice. That's going to kill your numbers. The Packers get to play the Bears twice, the Vikings twice, and the Lions twice. And you get to play the
Vikings
NFC
and
East.
Packers. You're going to get them fits.
I think they split. I think the Vikings take this first game, and I think the Packers take the later one. But
it looks like they're going to keep four running backs on the roster. Ozigbo is back there.
This is in New
they
Orleans.
like his catching ability coming out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Of course, there's what's his name? Did Sonny Michel go there yet, or where did he go?
Sonny Michel's in Miami.
Okay, Miami. So they got Ozigbo, Tony Jones. We just said his name a minute ago. What was his name?
Ingram.
Ingram. Thank you. Shut up. they got a committee. There's not going to be any one standout guy.
But even then, none of it's enough to.
I still think
wow me,
right, but you don't have to be wowed. If they continue to run the ball and let Winston throw the ball, that still keeps people up in the line and gives Winston them easy little short outs. I think they can.
Yeah.
Ball control is what I'm looking at. If the more ball control they can come up with, the more that defense is going to be looking good.
Now it's just like what the Lions had the last few years. You can carry the ball a lot, but if you're not gaining yards with it, then it becomes an issue.
I think
you can run first and second down, but if you continuously get to 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, or even further back, then you're relying on your quarterback a little too much. And that's where I think the issue is going to lie. Because we don't know how long each game you're going to have Trevor Penning for before he gets tossed. With the Stifler's mom.
All right, you were on the Lions. Wow, we can start talking.
But did Marty even make it? No, Marty didn't do anything yet. I was going to let him go.
Well, you said you wanted to go next because you wanted the damn Lions. Remember?
I was saying that as a smart ass. If he wants the Lions, he can take them, and I'll argue someone else. I will do that.
Okay.
I dare you to take the Lions, Marty.
I'm taking the Lions.
All right.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're sitting over there downing your Lions. Do you not know the Vikings have kind of downgraded a little bit, and the Packers? Who is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball to? Like
Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon,
Christian Watson,
and Robert Tonyan. And
here's the thing: when the Lions play the Packers, they actually show up to play.
Later, Corey.
Now, it all depends on your Jared Goff. If he can actually be a good game manager, you have a stout running game. You have young wide receivers, and your defense actually is not dog crap like it has been the last decade or two in Detroit.
Yep.
Your team is actually a very Cable. Is that his name?
Campbell.
Campbell.
He
seemed like yeah. Sorry, I was trying to think.
Well,
I know his first name
Raiders
was
coach.
I know his first name was what? Dan?
Yeah.
Is that his first? But I couldn't remember his last name. But this guy is like no nonsense. If you're not going to do your job, get the elf out of my building type of coach. He has brought life.
The up downs.
He is a coach who's brought life. Huh?
Never mind. Go ahead.
No, I haven't seen the show. I'm just going by his personality here. And he's brought life in Detroit, a little bit of encouragement, like, hey, we don't have to go, 2 wins in the season or basically go winless anymore, 2-17 or whatever. The Lions are a young, up-and-coming team, but they have drafted well. They still got a bunch of players on their rookie contracts. Jared Goff is still going to be the X factor. If he plays like shit, they're going to get like 3, 5, 6 wins. But if he can show up and actually be a good game manager like an Alex Smith, this team can win that division because I see the Packers taking a step back and the Minnesota Vikings still being the Minnesota Vikings where you don't know what you're going to get week in and week out. And the Chicago Bears are probably going to be the team that's going to get a top 5 draft pick. The Bears are a complete disaster train wreck like the Bears was back in 2012, 2010-ish like that.
Yeah, and the fact that Fields said that none of his receivers currently could have started or played at Ohio State. So they're not going to help.
Which, I mean, he's not wrong.
Fields, it's very true. But certain things you
he's
can't
not wrong, but
But I mean, he also played with Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like,
Very true, yeah.
Fields also said he didn't need the game to slow down for him either. So,
and I was also gonna say Fields also threw it 5 yards above the head of a jumping N'Keal Harry. So,
oh.
I mean, this got
like your
Demarcus
argument
Russell
there, Marty.
written all over it. I'm sorry.
I agree. I'm more athletic.
Wow.
I think
It all
here's
depends
the
on
thing is
Jared
DeMarcus
Goff.
Russell was talented. He was very talented.
Yeah.
It's just how much is he going to let it translate to the NFL?
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like
I think your staff is my favorite part of your team. I mean, I love the team. But
I agree, honestly.
that staff is amazing, dude.
Yeah, they have brought life back in the city of Detroit. They have
They have
really
like 85 years of NFL experience on that coaching staff.
Dude, they took it straight out of Bruce Arians' playbook about teaching the players to coach, and they're out there coaching now, man. And that's what
and Randall L. and Staley were in Pittsburgh with Arians when they won that Super Bowl in 05. So
and Randall L. was with the Bucs too. So
that's right.
And the one thing I love about Campbell is, just to bring it back to Hard Knocks, when they were interviewing Kelvin Shepherd there, just the fact that he lets people be themselves.
Yeah.
So Kelvin Shepherd has the long dreads and everything, and he said, "This isn't what an NFL coach looks like. I'm going to go shave the dreads off." And Dan Campbell yelled at him, would not let him do it because he wanted him to. He just wants everyone to be themselves. He wants everyone to be the genuine selves because players can sniff that out right away. And if you're not being yourself, they're not going to respect you and listen to you.
So, RM, you got a mixed bag here. We got a Detroit fan up in the top left corner. We got a Washington Commanders fan right below him.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of football. I am a Bucs fan, but I was an NFL fan long before there was a Buccaneers. Okay. So my town got a team and I follow them. So Marty, he's a diehard Arkansas Bucs fan, and he'll tell you about it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at everything around me. It's a flag.
So, Sean, you want to take the Commanders? Want to give us a reason why they're going to be first in the division this year?
I'm going to tell you, man. I'll start off with the elephant in the room, Carson Wentz. He's got a chip on his shoulder. All right, look, we all know the things that are, the detractors, everything that's going against him is not great in the locker room. Apparently, he plays hero ball. Sometimes he'll throw these random interceptions that are just like, what are you doing? But when he's on, he's on. And I think we can all agree this is the most collective talent on offense that he's had. I mean, he's got 3 top-tier receivers, if healthy, with McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson, who's showing out.
Okay. He had a Super Bowl winning team with the Eagles. Come on.
Well,
and his receiver group. I'm not talking about the full-fledged team because our defense is nothing to write home about right now. But I'm talking about as far as receiving talent and as far as backs in the backfield, the complement of talent.
The skill players,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you had T.Y. Hilton, though, and Michael Pittman Jr. in Indianapolis.
But he had T.Y. Hilton at the end of his career.
I know, but I mean, they're still pretty talented.
Pittman still played pretty damn well, but I get what you're saying.
And he had Jonathan
Taylor.
Our 2 backs together can't equal up to Jonathan Taylor. So, I mean, if we're going to measure it like that, but I just think as collectively, this is his best shot. He's going back into the division that drafted him. He's got a chip on his shoulder from going against Philly and then everything that happened in Indy and Irsay and everybody coming at him. I think he's ready to shut out all the media, all the talk, and just go. The fact that we signed Terry is something that he doesn't have to worry about now. As we've seen, you guys have talked about it, Jahan Dotson, the best hands in the draft. And listening to him this morning on Good Morning Football, he's just –
me too.
They tried to ask him this and that. He's just – I'm ready to play. I'm excited. I'm comfortable. I'm glad to be here. Hey, that's what I wanted to hear. I didn't want to hear oh yeah, this is my buddy. I want to play, and he's been showing out in OTAs and in training camp. So I'm very excited.
To be honest with you, Jahan Dotson was my guy. I wanted him so bad and shit, but
and a little added chip on his shoulder, a little added incentive. He used to be roommates with Micah Parsons. So now they're playing each other 2 times a year, and I think that's going to be a little added, and he's going to want to go after him. Look, I'm excited, but I think the guy that we have that we might be sleeping on because he was terrible last year, unfortunately, my guy out of North Carolina, Mr. De'Ami Brown, he's trying to get in where he fits in. Look, in 2020, back when he was at Sam Howell and he had Daz Newsome on the other side and Michael Carter and Javonte Williams in the backfield, all 4 of them ate. All 4 of them had over 1,000 yards, and De'Ami Brown was one of the best deep threats in the country. Last year, Heineke was throwing to him. Heineke's not – he'll throw it over your head, but if you're 5 yards in front of him. He's not going to throw it deep down the field. And so I think right now with Carson Wentz, who we know has an arm, if we can get it, you have all these other guys doing this, and that, and you get De'Ami Brown down the field, I think that's somebody that, might be sleeping on. I'm excited to see, but – a lot of it, the way that Carson Wentz was 27-7. We talk about the help. Talk about Pittman, Mo Alley-Cox, T.Y. Hilton. Take the ball out of his hands and run conservative. Give him the running game. We're getting our 2 tight ends with Logan Thomas once we get him back, and then this boy Cole Turner out of Nevada. Woo! I don't know if y'all know, 6'7". This guy's hands. We got to get him to block a little bit better, but his hands are elite. If we got, we got to keep him on
zone
the field,
threat.
So
see, now you're a young man, okay? because that's the worst thing I like to hear about a tight end. His hands are great, but he's got to learn to block better. It's the other way around for me. I want to hear how great they block, then they learn how to catch the ball.
I think that's why he's not moving. Though. I don't think that's why. I think that's why he's not moving up the depth chart, because he's right now stuck at 3rd behind Logan Thomas, who we know is hurt, but then John Bates. John Bates is our blocker. He's what Logan Paulson used to be when he was with us. Yeah. So us having John Bates, who's now going through injuries right now, but John Bates is that guy that you're talking about. Very short-handed. He's not necessarily going to separate from the defense, but he's going to sit in the pocket, sit in the zone, catch us 5 to 10 yards, and go. And I love what we have there. So Cole Turner, he's going to have to learn on that blocking scheme, like you're saying. I'm a running back myself. I played running back all throughout high school and middle school and Pee Wee. So my blockers and tight ends are my best friends. I'm
tight ends and fullbacks, man.
Right. Oh yeah. So
that was a good presentation, man. You almost got me.
Tried.
All it was missing.
This guy will never get me on the Falcons, though. So I'm going to let you try there, Anthony. Tell us why the Falcons are going to win a division, or why you think they have a chance.
Because all 3 other teams in the division got salmonella and had to forfeit all their games.
That's a very good reason. Yeah,
that's what I was waiting for you to say something along those lines for the Seahawks, Johnny, when you tried to make that argument.
No, I just had to find a way to use his press conference out there, man, because it was so freaking horrible.
Hey, look, a Falcons fan. Hey, buddy.
Oh God, here we go again.
Wait a minute. He said that like he was gonna follow that. Would they still make y'all like Betamax tapes or something?
Oh, you should have heard him going after me when I was sitting in the back getting the news and everything for tonight's show, and I was still in the back, so I couldn't talk or anything, and he's just popping off just one after the other after the other.
I had a hard time breathing that night, man.
Dude, you're like the Rodney Dangerfield of NFL podcast there, Marty. He's just singing people.
Hey, did anybody hear about no joke? Just on a serious note, did anybody hear the news about the Falcons though? They announced a new sponsor. They got Waste Management. They got Waste Management as their new sponsor title for their stadium and team.
Oh man!
I will cut you, Marty. I will cut you. Okay. Listen.
Don't blame me. Adam Schefter even said earlier today he was at the training camp practice at Atlanta Falcons, showing a lot of promise, fight, and heart on the practice field, but no signs of fight and heart on Sundays.
Well, look,
That's a recycled one from earlier. He used that one on me.
You know what? I mean, I've heard all the jokes, even the one about the strange white powder on the practice field, and it was the goal line, and they hadn't been there in a long time. I've heard all of them.
You've been listening to our other show, and we ain't even made it yet.
Oh no, that's just the one they were making. That's just the one they were making about Cowboys fans every playoff season.
Yeah.
You notice nobody took the Cowboys, right? Nobody tried to pump the Cowboys up to win the Super Bowl here.
They don't need any more pumping up.
Yeah.
They do that themselves.
Yeah. Well, hey, Marty, I was going to say real quick, if you could, the Falcons, I mean, they're like Chick-fil-A. They're opened every day except Sundays.
Exactly.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How about the fact that they put I don't know if it's a joke or not, but they supposedly put a Chick-fil-A in the stadium.
There is one.
And it is open on Sundays, by the way, too.
Oh.
The only thing
like
that's
the
the only way
Chick-fil-A
you can
open
actually
on
watch
Sundays.
a bird score on a Sunday.
Well, that's what they figure. They can get free meat.
And those birds get fried.
Exactly.
Listen, you know what, Marty? I don't have any hate.
He's not even here to hear it.
He's not even there to hear it. He's not even there to hear it.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm looking for a prop and I can't find
that's
it.
The chair
and I'm getting
talking right
upset.
now.
That's his
Why?
right
Wait a minute. Why?
Is anyone else worried? Marty said he's looking for a cloth.
A prop.
Oh, I thought he said a cloth. I was like, that doesn't worry anybody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me find out he was the first one to buy Deshaun Watson prayer cloth.
I agree with that statement too. I think the 49ers are going to be dangerous this year.
Yeah, they'll be right around that 10-win mark. They're definitely a wild card team. I don't think they win that division. But
I can see them winning that division if they keep playing the Rams the way they've been playing them.
Yeah, but they still got to play 15 other games.
Oh,
true.
Listen.
I'm talking about within the division, though. The biggest threat inside the division is the Rams.
That's his Bud Light to water ratio right there.
Listen, somebody think they slick because they got that sign up there. I see your little sign there, boo boo. Don't get it twisted. They lost. We get it. They lost.
Slick's on Saturday.
Listen,
on Saturday.
They lost. They lost the Super Bowl for what did you want me to say?
That makes me cringe every time I see that, though. Seriously, because you rag on somebody long enough, it comes back to you.
yeah.
Yes, sir. And it'll be real nasty. Listen, I want you to remember every single one of these jokes. And if for some reason something happened and Dr. Strange show up and flip the time-space continuum and the Falcons beat Tampa Bay twice this season, keep messing with me.
Johnny.
Yeah, I'm blaming Marty too.
Johnny. It already happened to us. Remember the Colts game Monday Night Football? It already happened to us.
Yeah. So it's not easy to forget, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Just remember all that smack talk. You sitting over there with your chair looking like you got the throne of the throne of Westeros off of Kmart budget.
That chair is actually the guest host on the show. It's Marty just sits in it once in a while.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that. Sitting over there in the Iron Throne.
He didn't spit or spill his drink a bit, man.
Not even bit.
Well, at least it's not a pink flute or anything.
So how's everybody? How's everybody doing, gentlemen?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh man, I've been off work for a few hours and I had myself a little dinner. I'm in a good mood, can't you tell?
Nice.
I'm just saying, and I didn't look.
When aren't you in a good mood?
All the time. they call me Samuel L. Jackson at work because they keep thinking I'm gonna drop the 12-letter word on one of them.
You're like Sean. Sean, I never see Sean in a bad mood, man.
No.
Except wait. He did tell me a story about the Ravens.
He's gonna be upset week 2. He's gonna be upset week 2.
Watch yourself. Nope. Yes, I was. But Johnny, that wasn't my upset. That was because after Catherine saw, I tried to tell her. For those of you who don't know,
wait a minute. There.
Yeah, right. My heart lion said. And I was telling him, I said, listen, there's no way. This is the longest.
I was doing the same shit.
I was telling him,
same shit.
I was telling him he don't miss, man. He don't miss. He was kicking 70-yarders before the game.
The thing that pissed me off with that was the entire week I was just like, I don't know, but I got this feeling the Lions are going to beat the Ravens. And everyone called me crazy. And then we got to that point, I'm like, holy shit, I'm right. And then it bounced off the crossbar, and I'm like, yeah, I'm right. And I'm like, getting ready to go. And then it rolled over, and I was like,
your college coach's brother kicked your butt.
No, Justin Tucker kicked your butt. Okay,
He messed with your emotions. He messed with your emotions hard that night. I just poked it a little bit.
Poke you,
And
poke,
again,
poke,
and
poke,
again,
poke.
and again, and again.
Ooh, what does this do? Ooh, what does this do? Ooh, what does this do?
Johnny for months has been trying to get me to get a custom Lions jersey with 66 on it.
Oh, wow.
Sean.
Yeah.
I bet if you get your wife that jersey with the 66 on it, she'll love you forever, man. You never leave it.
Oh, yeah.
No, she won't be. She won't be his fiance no more.
I just love you so much. I just want you to have this. It's just a random number. Don't worry about that.
Y'all are horrible. This terrible. Terrible.
I
This
see you
terrible.
in the background here, Anthony. He's still. Funny thing is, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You'll never
Look,
know.
Alex will come on and be like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NFL edition." Oh,
Well, I'm usually just pushing him out there too early.
Yeah, there's so many times where I'm like, okay, I'll come in at like 30 seconds or 45 seconds, like I have it planned, and it'll be like 24, and all of a sudden I see myself on the screen. I'm like, God damn it! Like, I'm trying to share and shit, so I'm like looking at my phone and I just see it pop up. I'm just like, oh.
Oh man, look, all that build up that you had with Foods for you to be coming on as the guest
That
host
was
of
so
NSD.
funny.
And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, our guest host, the host, Alex Loosemore.
And there was a whole,
And then
he
he
had
was
a whole
gone.
cutscene and everything, like a whole graphic and everything for me. And halfway through the graphic, I froze.
Yo, that was like
I was gone.
That was like the equivalent of that time Beyonce had that big grand entrance at the Grammys or whatever, and then fell down the steps.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
That was the same kind of thing.
That was Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
It was
She
a,
did?
I was screaming.
No,
And
she
this-
live. She good.
I thought she'd bounce farther.
She must not have landed on the right side.
Yo, wait a minute. Check this out. We having a good time tonight. I'm gonna let you finish. But first of all, let's say that Beyonce had the greatest flow of all time. Okay, I'm done. That's a really bad Kanye. Really bad
I
Kanye.
didn't know
No,
we
actually,
rated Kanye around here.
no, actually, Kanye's impersonation is more like 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, WYD, heard you and your boy broke up. What's up?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he still living right across the street from her? Or
I think he
what's going on there?
I think he camps out in the backyard or something. I don't know. That is
Well, I mean,
yo.
he always looks homeless. I mean, with all his clothes.
Think about all the stalker songs you ever listened to, like Blondie, One Way or Another, and Aretha Franklin, Till You Come Back to Me, Michael Jackson, Remember the Time. Like that is a stalker song, by the way. Check it out as a funny comedy routine. I'm gonna send y'all to check out about that. Think about all this crazy stalker stuff you ever saw. Even the chick, the astronaut that drove all the way across country in a diaper so she didn't have to stop because she was gonna kill some chick she thought was getting with her man. There's nothing more baller and more stalker at the same time than you and your wife get divorced and she gets a new girlfriend, a boyfriend. Wow. Well, with Kim, you never know. She gets a new boyfriend.
My second wife was the other way. It was the new girlfriend, and then they both came over to the house a couple times. So,
oh, so what you saying is that shield up there is more like a trophy than anything else? Is that what that is?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you field your own baseball team with your offspring.
His boys just gave it to him.
It's
like,
Alabama now.
Legally, anyway. There's some illegitimates out there, I'm sure.
Look, between Phillip Rivers, the Duggars, and Nick Cannon, there's enough children right there to field to field all.
Throw in Cromartie.
To field
Cromartie. Don't forget Cromartie, man.
To field
Jacobs.
Seriously, that's a whole NFL roster right there.
Right.
Cromartie by himself is my hero.
Who?
That was your idol?
Yeah, buddy.
Who?
Well,
Cromartie.
Cromartie's your idol? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least all of those guys had their kids with the same woman, except for Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is just like,
oh my god!
I don't know how they did it.
I couldn't do that.
3 apiece, man. Come on, that's
like seriously. Nick Cannon has had so many children in the last 2 years. I don't know if y'all saw when Kevin Hart for his birthday last year bought him a condom machine. Like a condom machine.
Did you know what those were? My guess is no.
Fill that son of a bitch with Snickers. Oh man,
they want to get away.
Oh, okay. That was. I don't know.
Oh my!
How do you top that?
Hey, look! Don't. Hey, look! That's what you brought me on here for. Don't be over there sighing now. Yo, man, come on the show. Stop! My ribs are hurting. Nah, hey, I mean, you invited me in. You know, you don't invite the vampires into the house. You don't say Candyman 5 times in the mirror. You just don't do it.
You have to have a good Samuel J.
No, I'm still working on Samuel L. Jackson. It just sounds like me.
Just be yourself. That is Samuel J.
It sounds like me just being really loud for no damn reason at all. Does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? That's the best I can do. Then why do you try to fuck him like one?
Oh,
I'm getting Baltimore highlights now. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, the game's being played.
It was a good game, by the way.
I was getting my stuff together to come in here. Did the Giants hit that field goal that I assumed that they were going for?
They did, yeah. 23-21 the final.
Yep.
Which is so ironic. In a week or so, you'll find out why, because Marty's going to cry tonight.
Yeah. I was hoping they would lose. Now this joke's not going to be as funny anymore. Damn it.
Well, that 28-3 wasn't funny worth a damn neither now, was it?
Well, where's your Super Bowl ring at? Wait, is your Super Bowl ring with Teo's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Manti Te'o reference. Holy shit.
Oh God!
Oh wait, you don't have one.
Marty think he Gordon Ramsay over there prepping roast and stuff like that. You got all that shit written on a cue card. All mine is straight off the dome. I will burn your ass crispier black than I am right now if I turn off the lights and we get a freestyle roast battle. I'll roast myself. I will do like Eminem and roast myself and turn it around on you.
Well, you gonna roast my ass so hard, kind of like the Falcons getting roasted in the fourth quarter of every ball game.
Oh,
they basically look like a bucket of burnt KFC.
You can't do the same joke. You can't do the same bar twice in a freestyle battle, man. That's the rules. You ain't read the rules. Phonics, reading is fundamental. I'm just saying.
You should tell that to your coach, maybe.
Hey, look,
it just keeps coming.
he just gonna keep coming, and he's gonna keep coming, and I'm gonna reach in the back, just pull out the photon cannon, and just. I'm gonna do it just like Thanos. I am inevitable, and then it's just done.
We'll snap his fingers. Gone.
It'll just be Marty's chair.
Marty will turn into Ant-Man and go back in time and straighten that shit.
You're right. Get my fucking DeLorean.
Marty is right over there in the chair talking about Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good.
I think that's what Matt Ryan said in the fourth quarter Super Bowl.
Good God. Did James White just retire today?
He did just retire today to loop this all.
Wait a minute. Wait. Sean Spencer, you better stop it right now. You better stop it right now. Listen, I know the Falcons ain't got no Super Bowl rings, but let's not talk about the Lombardi case over in Ashburn the last 20 years neither, shall we?
Yeah. I mean, 20 years, we can still talk about the 3 and 5 appearances.
3-0 still.
What wasn't their last Super Bowl with a Bucs quarterback?
Yeah, Doug Williams. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
No, the last one was Mark Rippon.
Was it?
Yep.
Yeah. Hub was 87, but yes, it was.
Okay.
And ironically,
you're welcome.
Washington beat Detroit. That was their last.
Wait, is he a Washington fan?
Come on with
it. Just saying, it was Detroit's last.
Wait, is
Detroit's
what
last.
Were you saying? What were you saying, Ben?
No, I will not stand for the shit.
Number 67.
Wait, is Sean a Washington fan?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God.
3 names, 3 years.
Are y'all ever going to work on your stadium? Or is your stadium kind of like a clogged toilet?
It keeps spewing shit out of the pipes.
They should be getting a new stadium here soon.
Come on, fight back, Sean.
Look. Yeah, well,
are y'all going to name the new stadium? Is Drano going to sponsor you guys on the new stadium?
Look, now one of those malfunctions where the bleachers fell down, we were actually trying to take out Jalen Hurts. All right, we tried to knock it down on him, and it just came just a little short. But it's okay. But yeah, that sewage. I was there at that game.
God.
Put that over the
and sitting right. Weren't you sitting right up under it or close?
No.
to it?
I was sitting high. I was in heaven.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember you sent video. Maybe it was from someplace else. It's like, dang, bro.
Yeah. No, I definitely sent it because I was there. But look. One thing we could say about Washington, we're everybody else's home stadium because whenever you go to a Washington game, you're gonna have more of your fans than our fans. I went to the Saints.
No. Before 2020, that was Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
I said it was the Chargers in that freaking soccer stadium.
I'm sorry, but trying to fix the Washington football team or Commanders now, it's basically trying to unplug a clogged toilet. You're either going to work or you're going to overflow and have shit all over you. That's from the ownership, the players, everything. Washington, it's just like an overflowing shit toilet right now, and it's been like that for a decade.
It starts at the top.
John, I got to ask you.
Talk to me.
Are you happy with Commanders? Don't you think the Washington football team was awesome? I mean, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah. WFT.
Look, for what I know, well, let's put you right there. I still wear the football team hat. I liked it because I thought it actually reached more people. Football team I wasn't necessarily happy with because it sounded like a soccer.
Well, I've been calling them WFT for a long time because I'm a reservation-born Native American, and I never did like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and look, you win, you're straight. Commanders is what it is, and it's growing on me.
It's a long word, though, man.
I know. Yeah.
Washington Commanders.
Buccaneers, though.
I know, I get it, and I didn't personally like that name when we first.
It's like we command you to watch our team. We command you to respect our team.
That's the only thing I enjoy.
I'm getting G.I. Joe feeling over there when I think Commanders.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's just so many things you can say about say with Commanders and make fun of it. Football team.
You know what?
It was like a throwback, man.
I was gonna say the same thing, Johnny. It kind of gave you a little bit of a throwback. You know what I mean? Like when they used to call them the New York Football Giants, the full name.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think that's the worst part of it because just when we got to the place where it's like, all right, whatever, I like it. You know,
they had to make more money off the resales of these uniforms and everything else,
and then they switch it to the Commanders. And look, the Commanders I can deal with, but some of those jerseys, some of those uniform pairings, like the one where it's the mostly white, but it has the red on the side. I mean, I'm like, that looks like the Cardinals. I
love the black one though.
Yes.
Yeah, that black one was
sharp.
That was awesome.
So I'm eager
And
to
I'm
see how it
actually
looks.
going. About to say, I'm actually going to give credit where credit's due. Like Commanders just doesn't seem like a team. 'Cause, like you get names like the Falcons and Lions. That is something that's like pride, fear. I hear Commanders. I'm like, what? The
Another
Commander
damn
from G.I.
general in
Joe?
the army trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah, like at least like the Lions, Falcons, and stuff like that. That's got a cool name that just like gives you fear. Ravens and stuff like that. Not
Yeah.
Commanders.
But you gotta take that and then you gotta look. You gotta bring up the pool. Think about the name list that they gave us. Okay, they gave us stuff like the monuments, the presidents, the
those
the
ones
generals.
were terrible.
They had one of the wolves, though, the Red
genitals?
Wolves.
We love the Red
Wolves.
Now look, the Red Wolves was relevant because
Yeah.
there used to be Red Wolves all in that area there, man. And,
Mhm.
Well,
and
it's
now
a
they're making
decent sounding name.
yeah, and they're actually making a
Like-
comeback now too. So,
But then also it's an easy kind of a chant. It's a "Arr!"
there you go.
every time
Yeah,
you score
the
anything.
wolf.
I
They
was
could have had the
all
wolf
about
pack.
That's why
They could
Yeah,
call
you're
their
supposed to
fans
chant
the wolf.
commies or
And
like
it's
what are you
screaming
supposed
at
to
the
chant
games,
here now?
man. Come in,
Yo, they really missed a major opportunity there because then you would have drunk asses in the stadiums just going, "We're the three best friends that anyone could have." You know what I'm saying? Like how 2-3 guys would run down the end zone after every
Shit.
touchdown, and then they would play that clip on the jumbotron. That would have been so dope, though. I mean, I joke, but you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, I would have
Yeah.
went with Hogettes because for many years you had the Hogettes in the stands.
So
Don't you
Hogs
go
was
with
another
Washington
name.
Hogettes?
Right. Hogs was
The
another
Hogs.
name. I don't know
Yeah.
why they didn't look. All the names that us on Washington Football Weekly, all the guys that Washington fans that we liked, it's like they went away from everything that we liked.
Yeah.
And they asked us. They were like, "Oh, we want fans."
Johnny, you just saw Ramona's thing too.
Yeah.
Well, you wait a minute, hold on. You know what happened? Dan Snyder already knew what name he wanted to use, and he just made a whole big show of giving the general public that they were actually doing something with it.
Wow.
Yep, and he basically picked the name, no matter regardless of the voting stuff. He know what he was going to get.
He rigged it.
There's-
What he wanted. Yeah.
He didn't give a shit as long as he could sell some more jerseys and buy him some more cheerleaders to
Yes.
go party with.
Mhm.
And
And kind
that's
of do a
where-
little bit of brown nosing with the military. Oh, it's commanders and
But
shit
that's
like
why
that.
I'll never get on board.
Government.
I mean, I was already never going to get on board with Dan Snyder before. But when he did that, let's be honest, he didn't do that because, I'm trying to respect the Native American community. He did that because they said we're not going to sell your stuff. And so
So
he's
he had
like,
no
"Oh,
choice.
touch my
He had
wallet?"
no choice. Yeah.
Then I got a problem with it because the thing is, even now, like they're starting to one of the things that they've done to kind of bring the old fans back in is they're bringing back the fight song, right? And so she said in there with Hail and the command, like they're trying to do that, and they're going to play that on Saturday before the game. The problem is that in the 2 years we were the football team, it was completely no Washington Redskins. It was done.
Right.
Now they're starting to kind of not necessarily allow it, but they're not stopping it. They're starting to say, we want to bring the old Redskin players back, as opposed to before this year, it was the Washington players. We want to bring them back now. So it's real weird because Dan Snyder didn't take that long. There was a 2 years that we couldn't say anything, and now all of a sudden it's kind of like whatever, it's pushed under the rug. I can't get along with it. And among the other things that he's obviously
Hey,
done.
Sean, I got a quick question. Do they allow what? I'm not going to say the name. Do they allow stuff like that to be still worn at the games?
And that was one of the big issues that we were concerned about, because everything, like, this is the first Washington football team hat I have, and this shirt my fiance gave it to me because she was in trouble.
Hold that up again.
I had to be like,
hold your shirt up again. That actually is not a bad looking logo.
I love the W. I love the W, and I love how the helmets are looking. So
yeah.
I mean, with the Commanders underneath it like that, I guess if it was my team, I could get used to it quick.
Right. But look, at the end of the day, what erases all this extra stuff? Winning on the field. As long as we were producing on the field, call me whatever you want to call me. All right. And trust me, They are calling me whatever they want to call me. Counties, randos,
Yeah.
whatever they want to call me, they're calling it. But as long as we win,
don't think Carson Wentz is the answer there in Washington.
Not long term. Hey, Alex, tell him who I'm hoping for, man.
You gotta quit hitting that medium in the
not
draft,
Little
man.
Baker. Not Little Baker.
Sam Howell, baby.
Little Baker.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot all about Sam Howell and you, man.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's
go.
I told Alex, you guy, man, he's wanting
wait
Sam
a minute.
Howell on his team. What can you say to a guy like that?
Wait a minute.
Let's go, Sam.
I'm gonna go back to the Red Wolves. Sam Howell, quarterback sneak, touchdown, Red Wolves scorer. Ow! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been epic. The fans would have been called the Wolf Pack. It just would have been awesome.
And then
I don't know if he would have liked being called the Wolf Pack because technically our rival in college is North Carolina State.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know, but it is what it is. You're paying me. You call me whatever you want. But
Sam Howell, he just looks like Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. Sam Howell, he just does. He gives that vibe, you know.
Hey, again, with the whole thing, if you win and you can play, look however you want.
Yeah.
I kind of want Atlanta to win something big time because
No,
I want to see how Anthony sits here when he's winning.
When they start winning again, we gotta get him on so we can go back and
listen, man. I'm gonna tell you. I tell you what. Just as a reference, this past January, first time in 42 years, the Dogs got that. The Dogs got that championship trophy. When Keely Ringo got that pick six, I was running alongside the television. Run, Keely! Run, Keely! When he scored, and I knew that we had won, I fell out of the heap in the floor and cried like a little kid. And then, Sean, you probably saw the video. It's been 42 years. You don't understand. Like I was all emotional. And the Falcons win the Super Bowl. Oh my God!
I almost cried when Michigan beat Ohio State.
Finally, hard
What are you
on
talking about almost?
Almost.
I didn't. It was close. I didn't though.
I mean, you're gonna wear khakis. You got to wear them.
Man, when we won that last Super Bowl, I shut everything down for a friggin' day and a half.
If that game is for the Big Ten East, I will wear khakis for that show, that Thursday show.
You better.
I will do it.
You better.
And for mine and Sean's Thursday show.
Oh yes.
Or
Yes,
Saturday
you
show.
better.
I will.
You better.
Yeah.
It took me a good better part of a week, man, to actually let it sink in that we won that Super Bowl in 2020. I was like, nah, I was dreaming that shit. I was getting on these shows and trying to talk about it, and I didn't have anything to say because I didn't want to jinx it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't real. We didn't really win that shit.
I had a hangover the next day, so I couldn't hardly remember the ball game.
I kept thinking the NFL is going to come out and say the Super Bowl is null and void, blah blah blah. You know,
Brady
For me, it was
cheated,
just a
doesn't
surreal
count.
moment. It was just so surreal. Like, really, they did this? Because think about it. We were 7-9 with Jameis Winston.
right?
Then we go to Tom Brady, and we're holding the Lombardi Trophy. It's like, wow. You know,
It's
you
like-
still kind of
it's like I
can't
told
believe it,
y'all.
but
It's like I told y'all, we'll get there. We'll get there. You might get there without me, but we'll get there.
Well, maybe Tom Brady will come to your team next year.
No. If he wants a real challenge, we're sitting right here for him. Come back home.
That ain't no real challenge.
No,
You
the
guys are building
Jets.
some
No,
beef
the
up in
Jets
that
would be a
team,
bigger
man.
challenge. No.
Listen, Alex, the
The
difference right now
Seahawks would be a
between
bigger challenge.
the difference right now between the Falcons and the Lions is for the first time in ever that I can, not necessarily ever, but for the first time in a long time, I can honestly say this. I think the Lions right now have a better chance of getting a playoff spot than the Falcons do. Now, I did say they would go 8. What did we say,
I
Sean?
agree.
8, we said 8-9. I think I said 8-9 this year.
Yeah.
But y'all right now this season have a better opportunity to get into the playoffs than the Falcons do. So
Yep, I agree with that.
anything
I
is
think
possible.
I think the Lions got a chance to win the division. I really do. I
I'm
think there's a
not there
chance.
yet.
Not yet. Not this year.
Well,
I think-
I don't know. I mean, who else
I
is in?
saw that
I mean,
first San Francisco game, man.
You got-
There's always a chance.
There's definitely a chance.
you got
Always a
Kirk,
chance, yeah.
you like that up in Minnesota, and that's not happening.
I actually think if somebody's going to take it, it will be Minnesota.
I don't.
I do.
Really?
No.
Nah.
I mean, look, you got. Let's remember for everything that we joke on, and I could joke on Kirk all day long.
I'm right there with you, man.
Right.
You like that?
Going into that Green Bay game, the first last year, he was 21-2. 21 touchdowns, 2 picks. Like he was playing big name ball. It's just that,
and him and his coach hated each other.
Yeah,
that's the thing. When you
maybe that's what he means.
Out against your coach, and your coach is out against you.
Maybe that's what he means.
Constantly win?
Yeah,
I
Kevin O'Connell is a good
Dan
offensive
Campbell
coordinator.
try to get up at Dan Campbell's face like he did Zimmerman's.
One, here's the thing too: is Minnesota's got one of the best pass rushes in the NFL now. Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter. That's one of the hardest pass rushes to stop. And you've got studs throughout the defense, and I've shit on Minnesota's defense most of the offseason, saying it's a couple studs on the D line, a stud linebacker, and a stud
Didn't
safety.
your team shit on the defense last year?
No.
Wait a minute. I thought we was talking about Minnesota.
We barely scored 15 points either game.
Yeah.
Can Dalvin Cook stay healthy?
Green Bay.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Can Dalvin Cook stay healthy? That's the key.
Here's my thing: is you've got another reiteration of what the Rams are doing, because Kevin O'Connell came from the Rams.
Yeah.
And you've got Justin Jefferson might end up being wide receiver 1 after this year. I think Justin Jefferson is going to be a top 3 receiver in the NFL after this year. I really do. That kid's super talented. You've got Adam Thielen can still ball. KJ Osborne's still there. If Irv Smith's healthy, he's a top 10 tight end. You've got a good, not great offensive line. So offensively, you're going to be able to score points in bunches.
I love the way you just threw Adam Thielen out there like an afterthought, man.
Well, he's 34, and last year was a down year. So I'm just like, the guy can still play. Like, he's still a good receiver. He's a number 2 receiver, like clearly a number 2 receiver. But he's going to be nasty out of that slot. And if Dalvin Cook gets hurt, Alexander Madison's still a good running back. He's not anywhere near Dalvin Cook. Madison's still a good running back, though, to spell those 3-4 games where Cook gets injured and comes back.
So basically, it boils down to Cousins on prime time. Prime time.
The Vikings don't really have prime time
games
this year, too. That was going to be my next point.
Yeah,
Vikings don't play a lot of prime time this year, and with the easier schedule, I think it's going to be 10 or 11 games wins this division. I honestly think. I don't think the Packers are winning 13 or 12 games even. I have the Packers at 10-7. And then I
agree with that.
The Lions and Vikings at like 9-8, 8-9. Like, they're right there.
Yeah, but there's a chance just one game if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt or a massive injury.
Oh, if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt,
you can never say never about nothing. That's why it's called football, except for the Falcons. I'm sorry.
I mean,
here's my one thing I will say.
Andy's like, I'm good. What?
I mean, the Falcons is a dumpster fire right now.
A lot of people still have Arizona making the playoffs. I don't see that this year.
I don't either. I'm with you.
I have them at like
my
7 and
apologies,
10.
sir, but I am going to be making up for it tonight. We're doing a show tonight where I will be taking the Falcons. Okay, so
we're recording something that's going to show up this weekend.
Okay.
After all this is over, you'll see.
That's good.
Yeah, like I don't know how some of these people have
to the Super Bowl.
Oh wait, pump your brakes, bro. Pump your brakes.
With Arizona, I don't understand how Hopkins has gone for the first 6 games of the year. I've got them going like 1-5, 2-4 in that stretch.
Yeah, the Chiefs. They open up with the Chiefs. Then they got to go to the Raiders.
Yep.
And then they got to play. I think,
they're going to get slaughtered in those stretches.
The Rams in between that too. Yeah, their schedule's
and
tough.
And then they suck ass late in the season.
Yeah.
So you're without your best overall player, and then you guys totally shit the bed later in the season. You're not going to win 9 games.
It's classic Cliff Kingsbury.
Wait a minute.
They always falter down the stretch.
Perfect opportunity.
What?
Damn.
Alex, are you directing
I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, look, Johnny.
Alex said, yeah, I hope so. That'd be great.
Johnny.
He ain't buying it now. Damn it! I had him on a rant.
Johnny, what? Hey, just because Aaron Rodgers is doing the mushrooms, don't mean you're supposed to be doing them too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you doing ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers? Is that what
much longer than Aaron Rodgers have been doing them. I told you I was a reservation native, man.
Touche.
Okay, now
touche. I forgot about
cool.
Explain to me how Arizona's at the 2. I will rant at this.
Wow.
You're without DeAndre Hopkins for 6 weeks. You lost Chandler Jones as your edge rusher. You're telling me Rondale Moore and Hollywood Brown are going to be enough to hold you for 6 games against like the Chiefs, Raiders, those guys right off the bat? No.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
And you play the Rams one of the 2 games in that stretch. That's a loss.
Yeah.
So best case scenario, you're 3-3 when you get Hopkins back. Nah, it's not happening. The 49ers are too good to not be that second spot there.
Yeah.
Oh, Marquise Speedy
Brown.
Brown.
That a rant?
Yeah.
Damn, man. I should have got the first one.
I was saying the rant thing because adding that on to what happened before. What did he say about this one? Lions are going to sneak into the 2 spot if Green Bay or Minnesota fold. I think even if they're all at full strength, I think the Lions could take the number 2 spot from Minnesota.
Yeah, I do too.
Minnesota and Detroit are kind of in that same spot where they could win double-digit games or they could win 5 games. Both teams are so hit and miss in that stretch because there's a lot of games that could go either way.
I just look at your coaching, man. And I'm not just because of Hard Knocks. You know I've said this all year last year, man. I look at your coaching, man. That coaching staff is amazing, and I think they can do amazing things with what they got.
I still think they're a year away from.
They're a Jameson. What was his name? Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're that one piece away right now, in my opinion.
Well, and if you can get the outside with Chark speeding down one side, Williams down the other side, and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the middle, Hawkins in the middle on the other side, and Swift and Williams rotating at the running backs. And my main thing, I know Marty said Jared Goff is the X factor. The health of the offensive line is the X factor.
Yep.
Because the starting 5 we have, we didn't add anybody new to that starting 5. They did not play a single snap together last year, all 5 of them. Taylor Decker missed the first 8 games of the year. And Ragnow played, I think, week 3. He broke something in his neck, played week 4, and then was out the rest of the year. And then it was just so the whole starting 5 did not play together last year. They're together in camp, and they look dominant. To me, that could be a top 3 offensive line in the NFL if they're all healthy.
I think that eventually though, Alex, if the Lions, next couple of years, they still got to upgrade quarterback position.
Oh, absolutely.
Goff is not your answer.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
As soon as they can get out from underneath that contract.
So
they will. I think it's the last year.
He's
right, Alex.
Well, no, they still have 1 more year under, but after this offseason, it gets to the point where you can move on from that contract and not be totally screwed.
Yeah, when you go out and get a quarterback, don't get a little Band-Aid to fix the problem.
This team with Garoppolo, I would love that. Honestly, yeah. I would run for Jimmy G.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, don't go out and get a little Band-Aid for a problem to get you by a season like a Mariota and stuff. Go get a quarterback, draft one in first round.
There he goes again. Don't think you try
I was making that.
You tried to out of all the Bruce quarterbacks, you had to pick Mariota. Don't tell me that was
okay.
You tried to tiptoe by with the You tried to tiptoe by with the transfer.
Anthony, wait just a second. Hold that thought. Marty, you asked for this. Go get him, man.
I'm just saying. Listen, you've been sniping at me all night, and I didn't do nothing but just show up and just to be a part of the show. I appreciate y'all having me on. And you've been sniping at me all damn night. All I gotta say, listen, I'm gonna make my roast real short. It's my understanding that you were a little late getting back to Arlen, Texas, Boomhauer for your shift. So you better leave me. You're supposed to be working 3rd shift at the Megalo Mart.
I muted him so he couldn't talk while you were going.
He thinking he trying to run through that Rolodex and what he gonna come back at me with. Go ahead and hit me with at least the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. We know.
Marty, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Into the ring. Oh.
What is he, the Godfather? Look at that.
It's the ring. All right.
I don't have to say anything.
Oh no, because you said plenty already.
You ran out of stuff.
Look. That's just like somebody to talk crap on that. I whip your ass, man. I whip your ass, and then they get outside, get the fight, get knocked out. They be like, "Yeah, that's why your mom's a bitch."
But Anthony, all respect. It's fun joking around with you.
Oh yeah, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Yeah,
it is all love.
I look forward when you get on the show. Like, oh, I'm gonna play around, joke off, and stuff like that. You know,
he did just like this when I popped on the show. He's like, "Oh shit, wait." I got my this game. Two Falcons walk into a bar. Neither one of them can get a drink.
Hello, Dan. How you doing, buddy?
Dan the man. Hey, where's that Jason guy that's been stalking us the last few weeks?
Oh my god, I don't know.
He's sitting right there
Where?
in one of these squares.
His name's also
Is he?
Dan.
Ramona's on fire, man. She
He is.
must be all hyped up because Miami had a better game practice.
Look, actually, Johnny, I want to address something she said before about the 3 worst things that Dan Snyder did. Can we add in there when he tried to do brought Jackson Mahomes and had him TikTok
Let him dance on
over
Sean
Taylor?
Oh, I remember that.
Because that was nothing but Dan Snyder.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the worst thing Dan Snyder did was buy y'all's franchise.
Yeah.
That's at the top of the list. I'm not mad at Washington.
Alive, he would have knocked Jackson Mahomes the
Sean
fuck out.
Taylor would have killed him for that.
Oh, I would have loved this scene to knock his little ass out, like he did in the Pro Bowl that year. Like,
like Dan Norman, whatever the guy's name was. Yeah,
Sean Taylor would have taken Jackson Mahomes out like Melvin did Tyrese and Baby Boy. You make a motherfucker want to go back to jail.
Oh
man.
A gymnastics coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight to the jugular.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I love this night, man. I love these late shows.
Look, hey, gentlemen, I hate to eat and run. I gotta go. I gotta get up early in the morning.
What the fuck did you eat?
I appreciate
Come on.
I don't know.
5 more
I
minutes.
got eaten a little bit. I ate a little bit.
all right.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Bucs Report. Love you guys. Appreciate all the support y'all give. Let's Talk Football. We try to do the same, man. Hey, football's back, baby. Football is back.
You know I follow you guys.
Oh yeah.
I share that show every chance I get too, man. But
I appreciate it. Hey,
we
the
come
green
on
light
at
is
the
to
same
any of you guys that want to come on. Anthony, you know the same. You just like we tell them. Any of you guys want to come? Marty, Johnny, Alex, we're doing the college football. Ben, I've talked to you before. Any of y'all want to come out here? We're gonna have plenty to talk about, plenty to go around this whole year. So I'm just ready to make this magic.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the college to you guys. I mean, I'll join the show, but we were going to do a college thing. But listening to you guys, I'd rather listen to you guys than us try to do that shit.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
Oh, I cannot
wait a minute.
wait.
I'm excited.
I have one question before you run, Sean. Why you said Anthony, you too? Like I didn't already have an invite. Like I would just crash the party.
I said Anthony, you can vouch for me and tell them we can have everybody on.
I apologize.
Don't you have 2 shows with us, Anthony?
I apologize. I apologize. I missed that part.
Okay, we don't have to go back.
I was still laughing at the joke about the gymnastics coach.
Yo, hey, appreciate y'all having me, man. I'll talk to y'all.
All right,
Thanks for
take
coming
care,
on,
Sean.
man.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, Lord
Oh
have mercy.
my god.
He is awesome, guys. He is.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
He's the coolest, man.
Those
Y'all
guys
are-
are great over there.
y'all are safe now. We back underneath the quota.
Wow. Holy shit.
There we go. There we
I'm
go.
I'm the one that said it, y'all. So it's okay to those of y'all that's mad. I said it. It's okay. Yeah, you can call off that emergency HOA meeting now.
You see who that was, right?
Who was that?
Turtles.
That's the boss.
Turtles.
I'm glad he was watching. He dude, you gotta get on. I want you. I
Oh,
want to
oh,
show
the boss.
just you and our boss, man. That would be hilarious.
Is that the
Oh
dude?
my god.
God, that would be
Can't you imagine
great.
that shit?
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It would be fun to watch. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
My
It'd
God,
be
in heaven.
entertaining as all hell.
Dude, my ribs are hurting, my eyes are leaking. I have been laughing and crying at the same time. I think I farted a couple times. I was on here.
I definitely
I'd be dying up in here tonight, man.
Oh.
Oh, God in heaven.
That happened to me last week, and it was caught on camera. Johnny.
Hey man, I see you cleaned up the brown stain though.
For now, don't jinx it.
And what you don't see is right behind his head and like right behind the chair, there was actually a spot. It like shot up over, and it's on the bottom of the flag.
Yeah, it's like on Bad Grandpa, right? The restaurant.
God, bad grandpa was ridiculous.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh,
Favorite show of all time.
I just
What was your favorite comedian? Now I'm partial. I can't say it that way. I got to remember how to rephrase this. I used to enjoy watching Bill Cosby a lot, man. His stand up and shit was great.
That was the guy that got me started doing the whole stuff.
Yeah. That's why when you do that shit, it just brings back memories. It floods that shit for me, man.
Yeah, because like
Eddie Murphy and Raw.
Yeah,
Good.
when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I grew up watching the Sanford and Son and the Flip Wilson show, the Richard Pryor show, not knowing they were comedians before they were on TV. So I discovered Bill Cosby. You know, I knew Bill Cosby from Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. You know, and then I found out he did comedy, and I went out and I bought every single one of his old albums: Fat Albert, Buck, the Jello Monster, all of that stuff. And then himself, the one that really put him on the map and got him to deal with the Cosby Show. So I would walk around the house like this all the time, talking to my mother, who was looking at her 14-year-old son, who's one of the biggest underachievers in the state of Georgia with a 2-word philosophy of life. No problem. That was me. And then,
I saw on HBO Max, I think it is. They have the thing about the Playboy Mansion and all Hugh Hefner's bullshit. And they have a segment in there where Bill Cosby's there talking to a reporter and shit. It's hilarious. Oh my God, I wish I could just clip that shit and put it out here.
Oh man. So yeah, that was my first inspiration as a comedian. And then Eddie Murphy was on Saturday Night Live, and I thought he was absolutely hilarious on Saturday Night Live, but I didn't know about this. I didn't know about his other material until my cousin was like, yo, we going to the record store. And he's like, you got to check this out. And then there was a picture of Eddie Murphy in the red suit like that. And so that one and the other album, and I listened to him over and over and over again. Just ridiculous. And then, so then it was him. And then the other comedians that I used to follow, you know, I got to a point where I just started following everybody. Robert Townsend, the Wayans family, like Damon was a comedian before in Living Color, and Paul Mooney, who wrote
on that show,
like all of these people that I followed, you know, like even now, like there's a little bit of Kevin Hart in me sometimes. Sometimes Kevin will come out, it's like, oh God, no, I wasn't ready. But like, yeah, Bill was my main dude, and then from doing the Bill Cosby impersonation, the only 2 impersonations I did well as a kid was Bill Cosby and Mr. T, because of the Eddie Murphy impersonation. You know,
everybody did Mr. T. Even white boys were running around the street with chains on their neck and doing it in Mr. T's and shit, man.
Right.
Everybody did T.
I ain't got time for no jibber jabber fool. You know that too. You know, and then Eddie Murphy just took it next level. And when he did Raw, he's like, I heard Mr. T was looking for me, and I was like, I didn't want to fight Mr. T because Mr. T don't look like he can't fight. He looked like he could whip some ass. He was walking around town telling people, I'm gonna whip Eddie Murphy's ass when I see him. So I watched the TV show and I found out the character on the show wasn't too bright. So I figured if he walk up to me, I use a Jedi mind trick on him. He walk up to me, be like, I heard you did some jokes about me. No, you didn't. Maybe I didn't. I'm gonna go beat up the fool that told me them lies. Like that was so it just I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then I started doing impersonations, and here I am.
Here we go.
And plus that, dude, I was the biggest. I tell everybody, ABC had people follow me around with cameras, secret cameras, filmed the first 13 years of my life, went into a room, wrote a whole bunch of TV episodes, and came up with Steve Urkel. That was my whole life. I was the biggest. I kid you not. with the big awkward glasses because I hadn't grown all the way into my face yet. And my
Did I do
that? Yeah, that whole mess. And so I was really goofy, and the only way that I could get, because guys would roast me all the time. And
I gotta ask you a question. Wait a minute. I gotta ask you a question. Did you become a porn star or a filmmaker?
No. What the hell?
He said Steve Urkel, and that guy went nuts.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Am I thinking about the wrong person?
You think about Screech from Saved by the Bell and Pee Wee.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's him. Screech. Right,
them two. Yeah. May he rest in peace. Screech.
How the fuck did I get Steve Urkel?
That like the difference between Steve Urkel and Screech is kind of like me and Alex. It's just
a sandwich.
Was that hesitation because you didn't want to?
I know. I couldn't. No, I couldn't. I had to figure out. I keep forgetting that I have to point in the opposite direction that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna show you the difference. Like white guy, black guy, white guy, black guy. That's the difference.
I got another comedian I want to ask you about. What about the gentleman that did all the sound effects on Police Academy? I watched some of his stand-up comedy.
Michael Winslow was phenomenal. Michael Winslow. Yes. They actually had Michael Winslow at a music festival, and he did the Jimi Hendrix Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. I mean, the whole crowd at first, they were like, what the hell? Because a lot of people didn't know who he was because, it had been a while since Police Academy. And people started booing him at first. And then folks started getting into it. And the next thing, when it was all done, it was lighters up in the air. People were losing them.
Man. That's
ignorant. Dude, okay, Johnny, let me tell you something. This generation right here, this generation, that one. Anyway, they have the access to the most information of any generation before them, and they are the dumbest generation ever. I'm gonna tell you why. The post has been circulating around Facebook like Kanye is putting Paul McCartney on a map.
Oh my God.
And hold on. Y'all remember the Super Bowl about 4, 5, 6 years ago when Katy Perry was the main halftime show and Missy Elliott was part of that? Twitter absolutely blew up with people going, oh my God, I don't know who this Missy Elliott person is, but Katy Perry sure did her a solid and is going to put it like on thanks, she should thank her for the come up. And I'm like, really?
She was doing Katy Perry a solid, like.
Can you imagine the Super Bowl halftime instant with Janet Jackson? If that would have happened like today.
Oh, people would have been like, who are these two old people on stage? Like, NSYNC think about this. Yeah, think about this. NSYNC was just 23 years ago, 24, 20, 25 years ago when they dropped their first album. Right. And Janet is Michael Jackson's sister. And
little sister.
Little sister. I think she's the baby of the bunch, as a matter of fact.
Well, LaToya isn't she?
No, LaToya is way old. LaToya like 60 something. Janet is 56.
I always thought LaToya was the younger.
I'll be right
Nah,
back.
no, actually, I think Marlon is the baby of the bunch, but Janet's the baby. She'll be 56 next month. I know that because I had a big crush on Janet, so I knew that her birthday is in September. Had?
I said, what do you mean had? You know you still got a crush on her. I do.
No, I'm you know, that was 14. I'm 52 now. I moved on. My crush is sitting on the couch right now, crocheting a blanket.
Okay. I got you.
But yeah, what was it? Oh God, where were we going? Oh, just the stupidity of the generation. Like these kids don't know nothing about that. But yeah, the dude from Police Academy, he was like, people thought he was Dougie Fresh for a long time because at that point it was only two black guys in the music and movies that did sound effects. So they was like, that's Dougie Fresh in Police Academy. It's like, no, dummy, that's Michael Winslow. Nah, but he beatbox just like Dougie Fresh.
Oh God.
And this was wait a minute. Here's the bad thing about it. This was black people saying that, and black people get mad because they say white people can't tell us from each other.
I can't tell Urkel from
yeah, apparently you can't tell Urkel from Screech. And Screech was a white dude with curly hair. So yeah, that was my thing. I got big into comedy, and I had to learn how to have my roast game had to be strong because folks were coming for me like on a daily. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So Marty, next time,
watch out.
Get your material together.
There have only been two people. There have only been two people that have been able to out roast me, and one is a buddy of mine who's stand-up comic. He's a retired stand-up comic, but he used to. I mean, he. I thought I had heard every dark-skinned black joke until he said that you so black you crunchy, and I had never heard that before. And I literally was on the floor. He had two jokes for me. He had this raspy voice. He got this raspy voice. He talked like this. He's like, "You so black, you crunchy." He said, "You dark, you darker than dark chocolate. You peekaboo chocolate, peekaboo." Like that was, you know what I mean? And the other one is my 25-year-old son, who 15 years ago, when he was a 10-year-old child, told me that I was so black that every time I get out of my car, my oil light comes on.
Damn.
Wow.
That's horrible.
And I couldn't do nothing but go. At first, I wanted to say something. I wanted to get him, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, give me a pound. That was dope. I had been telling that joke for 15 years. It was that dope. So
you're like Papa Doc, right? After Eminem,
right? I was like,
you're like Papa Doc, right? Yo,
right. I had nothing. I had nothing. I was like, yo,
Wow.
yo.
Let's go.
But I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I'm gone. I'm outie. Yo, I'm right. I'm gone. I'm outie. Here, tell these people something that they don't know about me. Blah, done. I got nothing after that.
Dan, if you're actually our boss man, hold
you know what? Wait a minute. You know what's funny? That's a very true statement that Dan said there. Kevin Hart impersonation is just an Eddie Murphy impersonation sped up. And a Cat Williams impersonation is a Kevin Hart impersonation sped up.
Where's that one at?
with a few.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Johnny, I got to step away just for a second.
As long as you leave the chair.
I'll leave the chair. I got to check on one of my dogs. I'll be right back. I got to check on one of my dogs.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I do, fellas. I do. I honestly, I appreciate that you guys have. Oh my God.
That wasn't me.
Y'all are horrible. I appreciate you guys having me on and let me have a little fun and on a regular basis. I do. I'm not going nowhere. What you spotlighting me for, man? Look, wait a minute. Watch this.
First comedian I've ever seen that didn't want spotlight.
Wait a minute. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you, my son went lying. Watch this shit right here. Hold on.
Where the fuck
Turn the
did he
lights
go?
down.
Seriously.
He's got David Copperfield beat with a disappearing act.
Yeah, I can't get jiggy with this shit. But I do. I like to tell Sean. Sean has been trying to pull me in and help me get better with my NFL analysis because I'm definitely more of a college football guy. But I appreciate y'all just letting me come on here, and I don't have to be the smart guy in the room. I just come and throw a little pepper on something here and a little pepper on something there, and then we have a little fun. So
that's what it's all about. Just having fun, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have fun with being a Falcons fan. You gotta have fun. You gotta tell jokes because
believe me, I know.
That's how Bucs fans are.
How does Marty's chair get browner every time he gets?
Excuse me, that was a burp and a speech at the same time.
What's that, Ben?
I said, how does Marty's chair get browner every time he gets up from it?
That's what that fart was.
Don't I know, but it gets browner every time. Yeah. What?
He paints his chair as he
shit on enough, man. We had a guy on Bucs Report called Johnny B. Johnny, he works at the Bone in Tampa, right? One of the radio stations. He's a comedian full time now. But are you going to do the same shit? You're going to disappear when you go big time now, and you ain't going to remember us?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't want to be famous. I just want to have fun. And
that's what I like.
Yeah,
and you're good at having fun too, right?
Now, if I happen to get quietly rich, that's a whole different thing. I need if I do get rich, I need to be quietly rich because I got a big ass family. Yo, cuz, what's up? It's been a long time. Yeah, I ain't seen you since the last family reunion 15 years ago.
And that's what your neighbor.
Right.
Remember that couple $100 I lent you that time? You remember,
right? Look, I would
the interest on it.
I would be the most frequent guest on the Maury Povich show. They would be coming for you, boy. I'm telling you, would have my mama calling me, talking about, baby, you told me you only had 4 children. You say I thought you said you had got that thing tied up. I did, Mom. I don't even know who this is. It's a check. I'm gonna send it to you. Oh, well then go ahead on. Just tell my grandbabies, tell my extra grandbabies. I said, hey,
extra grandbabies.
Now, my mother does not really talk like that. My mother is a very educated woman, but it sounds a lot better when I do it like this. It sounds like Medea a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want to start breaking my ribs open.
Oh man. Where the hell did
Marty? You shouldn't have said that with Jason and Dan in the comments.
What did you say? You're sipping a Monster or something?
Jason's watching really
Johnny
close
was
there.
Johnny was talking about breaking his ribs, so he's just giving them ammunition.
Sips his big Monster. He could be my rock star.
Y'all are horrendous. Y'all are just
after we record the show we're doing tonight, and you watch it, you might want to jump on that one night.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, wait a minute, is that NFL edition uncensored?
Well, this is NFL edition uncensored right here.
That's going to a whole new level, but we're not putting the NFL edition name on.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on, Marty, you came back limping, bro. You sure you went to walk the dogs, or did you just drop the biggest deuce ever?
No.
I'm 52. I recognize that walk when you thought it was just a little. When you thought you was gonna be in there about 2-3 minutes, and you wound up in there for about 10, and you come out you come out looking like a prisoner of war seeing daylight for the first time.
he did sit down awful gentle.
Both legs are like numb and everything.
That works for that too.
I'm actually sending you a message here, Johnny.
Okay, I'm honored.
The hell?
So, what next? Do we have topics tonight?
I think y'all had topics, and then Sean gave a sermon, and I showed up to do the after sermon entertainment. That's, I guess, I don't know. We already had.
Go ahead.
No, I was
No,
just
you
gonna say we had the sermon and the wine and the bread, and now I'm just now that I got y'all warm, now that my opening act and got y'all warmed up.
Hell, I thought we was just starting the show.
I know, right?
I did the field thing, right? About Tampa. Oh, Marty messaged me. I gotta see what Marty has to say.
Might as well read it out.
Dear Johnny.
Man.
Wait. No, is it Dear Johnny? Please don't have Anthony on the show anymore. I don't like that he called me Boomhauer. Love, Marty.
Yeah.
Oh, really, Marty? I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Oh shit.
Bye, Marty.
No, one of his dogs just got shot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What? Oh wow. Oh man.
Oh man, I am sorry, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
Shot? Like with a gun.
You gonna take that thing to the damn vet, dude? Marty,
What?
Bro,
you gonna take him to the
sorry to
vet?
hear about that, man.
Yeah, the vets are closed. There's no vet close. I think there's a vet maybe about 5 hours from now,
They ain't got
and they're all closed.
animal hospital or nothing?
They don't have like an
No,
ER or something, like a 24-hour. No.
We don't have nothing here in South Arkansas. My friend just told me the black and white husky. Now I've sent you pictures or you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just came back from inside and like right there by her stomach ribs, there's like a bullet hole.
Oh,
Who
man,
the hell
that's
would
fucked up
shoot a
shit.
dog?
Long story short, we got some neighbors since they moved in. That's not very nice.
Oh damn.
Telling you, gotta get your ass out of
South
Southern
Arkansas,
Arkansas.
you're not that far. You're not too terribly far from me. I'm about hour and a half, 2 hours from the Arkansas border.
He's close. I think he's close to Texarkana, ain't you?
Pretty much Texarkana and by the Louisiana Junction City border. Just type in Union County, Arkansas, and that's where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's got some neighbors. It's not very.
Dog, man.
She's
Yeah.
alive right now, but
Sorry.
you can tell she's bleeding, and she doesn't want no one to touch the wound or nothing. It looks like it's a circle. It look like it's not a bite wound, so it's look like it's been shot in the stomach or something. And it's not a BB gun. Look like a 22.
I'd be heading to my neighbor's house right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
We can't step foot over.
Yeah,
there.
I know, because it's not good to use me as an example because
No, I'm just saying I
I'm not a
can't
very
step
good
foot over.
example for that shit.
I can't step foot over there anyway because they're threatening to call the cops and shit like that before. So
Let them call. That's what you should do right now,
You
actually.
got to call, yeah, dude. And
Get out of here and go call the cops, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, my friend's calling someone right now and see animal persons or if someone that's an animal lover, see if she can come up here and look at the dog and see if we need to call the police. Because if I had to take my happy ass over there and knock on someone's door, and it's not gonna be a handshake conversation. I'm not gonna be too happy.
On the damn door.
I was like, my hands touching them, but it's not very nice.
No, I mean, oh man, I'm sorry, dude. That sucks.
Who
man.
does
Yeah,
that
me too,
shit?
dude.
I know, dude.
I tell you who, assholes. That's who does shit like that.
Some fucked up individuals, man.
Mm-hmm. It just.
I tell you what,
cranky
shoot
ass
that
neighbors.
motherfucker because you're killing a fucking possible serial killer in the first place. Ain't that how they
man,
start?
hey, man, hold on. You do realize this is all being broadcast on live on the internet, right?
No.
Yeah.
And the internet is forever. Forever, ever.
But not forever,
deal
ever.
with this in the right way.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I told him to call the cops, right?
Yeah, call the police and see.
Yeah, and
if
then you
they'll-
also said to murder the person. So.
Yeah, that'll probably get us banned.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, Marty, your dog, do you have something? Are they keeping it like the wound? Like
They got
because you got to.
they got a something. I think they got like a towel or something because she won't let us like touch
Fred,
it or
I'm the same
anything
way,
right now.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My dog's like a daughter to me, man. She's part of the family, and I know people say that shit, but that's for real, man.
No, it's
Yeah.
the truth, Johnny. Animals are a part of your family, no matter what. Dude.
They are. I'm trying to find a picture of Nakaya. It's not the husky. Well, it's a husky, but it's not the wolf husky. It's the other husky, and she's like barely 2 years old. If that.
Wow.
I'm trying to find a picture.
And they're like the friendliest fucking dogs in the world, man. Come on.
Oh my God, they are. They don't try to bite and growl and bark.
They talk to you.
They do.
Yeah.
That's 100% fact. That's what I got as a purebred Siberian, and she talks to us constantly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good friend out in Arizona. He's got 6 of them, and they're all spastic. But
yeah,
they're
are.
Awesome. They're spastic. They're spastic, but they're awesome at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they
just beautiful.
Run 100 friggin' miles with a sled behind their ass.
Exactly.
Dude, they're just beautiful creatures too, man. Like their facial feet. I mean, they are.
I'm trying to send a picture, but okay, here we go. I found one.
I'll be right back. You got me thinking. Now I gotta go check on my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody watch the movie Snow Dogs?
Yeah.
Snow Dogs, no. 8 Below, I did see, but not Snow Dogs.
Okay.
I don't think I did either.
Or maybe I did see Snow Dogs. I don't know. I probably watched it with the kids when they were little.
I'm gonna send it on our group chat, and Ben, you can send it to Alex. I don't even have Alex or Anthony. I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't think I have Anthony on Facebook. I guess you can shoot me a friend request.
We will have to take care of that. You know what?
Yeah.
We could take care of that right this second.
I just forwarded the picture to you, Anthony. So.
Yeah, it's the black and white one.
Oh man, that's beautiful, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the black and white one's the one that got shot.
Yeah, it's got a right below, not in the rib cage, a little bit below the rib cage, and basically a gut shot, in the stomach.
I have to friend Marty because I can't see that attachment, and it took a second to come in, Alex. So I was like, you remember that thing I sent y'all yesterday? I was like,
yeah,
it's husky.
I do not see a friend request.
I haven't gotten there yet. What is are you Marty on Facebook?
Marty McKnight.
Marty McKnight.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Marty McFly, El Dorado, Arkansas.
That is correct. Now I gotta wait on my slow internet. Here we go.
Oh man, that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that are watching, this is really pretty dog, y'all. And somebody shot my man's dog, and that's not cool at all.
No.